Ladies and gentlemen, we are live with the Irish Dota League Season 7 Division 1 upper bracket finals between the sides of Wongs Bakery and Two Sam's Too Sexy. Taking to this game today is myself, Run and Tell, and by my side, but unfortunately not physically like by my side like our last cast, no longer on the couch, but still deeply in my heart, Reese, how are we doing today?
What's up, chat? We're doing great. It's here on is it Tuesday?
Indeed.
Tuesday? Yeah, I'm not unemployed yet, so I still know the days. A Tuesday evening, watching some of the sexiest Irish Dota League players of all time and Corey. I can't wait.
Ooh. He's hot if you're into the burly types, the big husky men. I'm sure there's someone for everyone. Reese, you don't need to make such aspersions.
True. Who do we think? I know obviously drafts going on. We've seen Drow, we've seen Tusk, whatever. Who do you think has the sexier team, Run and Tell?
Ooh, okay, good question. I'm going through them in my head right now. I think if Wongs still have Kamki, then Wongs have a very good shout. Solarcrest, very hot, tall Australian mustache. The girls love that. Unfortunately, has zero Riz, as we learned during our road trip. Maeve Whitey got a bit of class from Corey, charming in his own way. Fish and Chryson, I don't know so well, but I think on paper, I'm going to give it to Two Sam's Too Sexy. How about you?
I'm gonna have to agree. I'm actually going traveling with Solar Crest in a few weeks, I think, in just over a month. So I'm excited to watch his negative Riz in person.
You know, he's fantastic to travel with. We had a wonderful time. My only two warnings are you into craft beers that taste yuck?
No?
Okay, don't let him choose the bars. That's the only.
Fantastic.
And yes, the boy is a very sexy, wonderful man with a lot of wonderful qualities. Riz, unfortunately, not one of them, and you shall experience that. I hope you have the joys that I did. But let's get into this draft. Let's get into this game. The immediate thing I was going to wonder about these two teams is who was going to pick up this Tusk. It's been Solar Crest best hero. It's been Maniac's best hero. In fact, when we met up on last year, Maniac actually said that Solar Crest might be the only Tusk in the Irish Dota League who has the same level, if not higher, mechanical skill in the hero than him. That's a
Interesting.
quote. It's a direct quote.
Interesting. I'll be honest, I kind of don't care for it as first pick at the moment. I think it's not a great 4 in my opinion. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we just see it on 5 and it's paired with some other just right-clicking ranged pos 1.
Yeah, like very sensible. There aren't really that many good kind of range pause threes at the moment, so sticking it in that 5 position makes a hell of a lot more sense. The only thing that makes me think it's not is purely just because who it is. Are they doing it? Reese? Explain?
Maybe. Let's hope that Shirks isn't here doing a bug abuse right now. There's currently a bug. Maybe actually there's just been a patch, so maybe it's fixed. That might be what the patch included.
Can you
But
explain for the audience what it is? What this bug is?
there was a bug where if you ate the granite golem, which gives you percentage based health, and then tread switched really quickly, you'd end up with thousands and thousands of health. So maybe Shirks would be known to bug abuse. I wouldn't put it past him, but I think it might have been patched out as of 30 seconds ago. So I think we're okay.
Let's hope so. Otherwise, we're in for quite the discourse in the Discord later on. Next pick for the side of Two Sam's Too Sexy. It's going to be the Hoodwink. Likely, we're going to see Chryson on that. He's played a phenomenal Hoodwink, both in the Irish Dota League as well as in the Kobold League this season. So most likely going to be him. I think the next pick is going to be Solar Crest Hero, and it's going to be the Bane, not a hero I'm used to seeing him on.
Oh, that's some snooze hero, man. I hate Bane. Hate it so much. You're right with Chryson being Hoodwink. It's probably one of his better heroes. They've also banned out the Axe and the Darkseer. Axe is a pretty good response pick to Drow. Darkseer, again, is pretty good for the wall and also can just cut waves. And now they've picked another hero that stops them dragging waves. So if this Tusk is 4, it's likely against Drow he wanted to kind of buy boots, drag waves anyway, and now that's not possible because of the Nightmare.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen many times this Bane picked up as just the answer to what a lot of lanes are doing at the moment in the offlane, which is just that constant drag strategy. Things like the Bane and the Techies getting a lot more popular because specifically of that, right?
It is, yeah. It really is. I really don't know what they're gonna pick now. I'm assuming we're gonna see the next support pick. No, okay.
The Nagi Ember pick here is sensible enough. I mean, they're just going to double pick anyway. And, Maeve Wiley is an experienced Ember player. It's his second most played hero across all competitive matches. They do want to take this. And historically, Wongs like to last pick Koro anyway. So I'm not too surprised to see that in this slot. I think all they're doing is they know what they wanted on Nagi. And they know they wanted more time to consider what they want on either Lunatic or Voxo.
Yeah, I guess it's not a bad pick. They have the common response to Ember is Huskar if you want to just destroy the lane, but they have Doom, so you can't really Huskar easily. Maybe not a bad pick actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't really think of Huskar as really being within Maeve Wiley's kind of back pocket. There is the Avoxo hero. It's going to be the Oracle, which does confirm that it's going to be Maniac 4 on the Tusk.
Yeah, I I mean Doom Tusk, you get like level 3, like level 2 and level 3 are your two big power spikes really. Bane is one of the better heroes at dealing with it. You can Nightmare Drought over the shards, you can Nightmare Tusk away, Doom away. You can just be a bit of a pest. And there's the Pango matchup into the Ember. This is slightly Pango favored, I believe. Obviously, skill based matchup, but I think Pango just out damages the Ember, if I'm right.
Yeah, that'd be sensible enough. I don't think there's any world in which this is an offlane Pangolier. I couldn't see Corey, the
No.
famous drunk driver, crash this into cliffs. So this is most likely MQ going to be playing in this Pangolier. MQ, I think, out of this team, definitely been the standout player to me. Looked really strong across all their series. We haven't seen him much on the Pangolier, so I'm excited to see what he does with it in this game. I think it also gives you an ability to jump the Oracle on the back lines, which I quite favor in a matchup like this.
It does. And he doesn't actually care about the Oracle's Fate's Edict being all physical damage, so potentially not a bad pick. You do have the Doom to deal with. Like, if you get doomed, you're kind of just stuck doing nothing. Pango probably being the best target at the moment in team fights. Obviously, Drow is perfect if you can get on top. But Pango is the obvious target right now.
Bans out from Wongs, they ban out the Centaur, which is Corey's most played pause 3 this season. One hero that has gone untouched that I want to bring up here is, the Axe also gone for him, especially with that Oracle pick. You really need to ban that out. Other things that are in Corey's wheelhouse that are still available. Could the Night Stalker be picked up here in this final spot?
It could. It's pretty good into finding Oracle. You get Blink, you just jump the Oracle. He's too busy saving himself to save somebody else. It's not too bad. The only downside is you are blind picking it into the carry, and so you're guaranteeing yourself a bad matchup generally.
Two Sam's Too Sexy banning out the Ursa and the Sven in these final two picks. One hero that I'm interested in seeing, Wong's had a very difficult start to the season in Cobalt and have had a very strong season in IDL, but the most successful hero for them throughout the two tournaments is the Clinks. Do you think Clinks is pickable here? Hang on. There's the Underlord coming up on Two Sam's Too Sexy.
Into Underlord, yes, I think Clinks is very pickable. I'm not sure how the Clinks Oracle lane goes, but I mean probably fine actually. I would expect Hoodwink to outtrade Oracle.
5 seconds remaining.
It's probably okay.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to see them pick it up here. Other things that are on Coral's wheelhouse that currently remain unbanned, there's very little. The Drow's already picked up. The SF is gone. The Nature's Prophet he favored towards the start of the patch, but has definitely fallen off in relevance. That seems to be kind of across the entire meta. People seem to be picking it a fair bit less than they were at the start. Last pick for Wongs is the Clinks. Woohoo!
Put that down as a gold star for you.
Listen. I've cast, I'd say, at least 50 series of Wogs at this point. I am in their heads. I know how they think, Mr. Reese.
Well, I would say, I think if this Clinks does fall behind, this becomes a very difficult game. And then when Corey gets Ags, and if this Clinks is ever found with the Ags, he may just die. Obviously, they have the Oracle, but Oracle's quite a slow hero. Clinks wants to go around, kill things. We're probably going to see Clinks plus Ember at like 15 minutes with Desolator running around trying to get pickoffs.
The one thing I will say is that two Sam's too sexy. They're not lacking in lockdown. I almost said locking in lockdown there. You have the Hoodwink, you have the Drow Silence, you have the Bane, you have the Pango, you have the Underlord. There is a lot to control up this Clinks in that pre-BKB phase that could punish it. I think it really comes down to, are two Sams too sexy going to play the map well enough? Are they going to be able to support the people being taken out by the Clinks well enough in this mid game to stop that snowball? I think that's going to be their name of the game while Fish gets farmed up.
Yeah, so they have Ember, which is one of the best mid rune controllers. And they also have Oracle, whose innate lets the Ember know where the rune's going to be. So I would expect to see this Ember probably win most of the rune matchups and rotate a lot more than the Pango, most likely. Pango's probably just going to sit there and farm either Diffusal or Mage Slayer and probably not move too much until he gets this item.
Gonna have to wait and see, folks. A reminder, this is the upper bracket finals of the Irish Dota League Season 7 Division 1. Runnintel Reese and the incredibly talented, patient, and hardworking Auntie on the obs. As always, thank you, Auntie, once again. Watching Wongs Bakery, a team that has been in quite a lot of flux this season. Feels like they need this win. Loser of this game will play the Business Mices in the lower bracket final. Smoke comes out immediately from two Sams too sexy, but doesn't look like there's any Wong's hero here to be caught.
Yeah, it's looking like Kryzen wants to be quite aggressive on this lane, but he's bought himself the Blightstone. He's got some stats. He just wants to click.
Yeah, I gotta say, Kryzen has looked really strong for the side of two Sams too sexy, and indeed in other series that we saw him on, he's a teammate of yours, right?
I don't know if we've ever played in a team together. We're pretty good friends. He is probably, and I don't want to jinx him here, but probably the best player in this game, in this lobby by a decent amount.
On pure MR, he is the highest by a considerable amount. 12,000 MR, with the second highest being 10,800 on a Voxo.
I think he's 12.4 now, so he is still climbing.
It's worth noting, there's multiple members of this two Sam, two sexy stack who've been climbing. Mr. Solar Crest, ever since he's become unemployed. You know, that famous unemployed buff when you can play at 12 o'clock in the morning with the other animals.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, soon, right?
Friday, yeah. Friday, and I get my unemployed buff.
Oh, bro, welcome to the unemployed summer gang, baby.
Thank you, thank you. It's great to be here.
Oh, we welcome you with open arms. So let's get into these lanes. So bottom lane, we have Corey and Kryzen on the Underlord and the Hoodwink into a Voxo and Coral on the Oracle and the Clinks, respectively. You think that the Clinks and the Oracle has enough to be able to deal with these two?
Yeah. I don't know, actually. I think that Kryzen will probably outtrade this Oracle quite heavily. Voxo's kind of in no man's land here, just taking a load of damage. Maybe dead.
He is. Might be. He's being ran down by Corey under tower. Nice use there of the stun from a Voxo, the Fortune's End, keeping him alive right at the end there. Kryzen tries to go for the acorn to finish it off, but isn't quite able to do so in time. Meanwhile, top lane Fish into the double melee. This is something we didn't necessarily mention during the draft, but that's never a nice time when you're playing into a Drow.
Yeah, and it's level 1 shards as well, so there's not really much that Lunatic can do.
Solar Crest doesn't connect there with the Blood Grenade, but Shirks now, having tried to intercept the go, now he will be the target of their go, and Solar Crest is able to take down Mr. Shirks first in this lane, and Lunatic forced to turn tail and run, get himself out of that one. A good start to this game so far for the side of the two Sams, two Sexies.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a rough lane top. They actually might just get him again here on Tusk.
Yeah, could be in some trouble. Forced to teleport out, but not fast enough. Fish gets the last click onto him there on the Tusk, and it's worth noting as well, Shirks, only 3 last hits as of now. Meanwhile, mid lane, though, more positive signs here for Wong's Bakery as Nagy does take down Maeve Wiley.
I have no idea how this happens this early in the game. It must have just been a macro misplay. Maybe just overstepping. Not sure. We'd have to watch it back.
Indeed we would, but no time for that this game. Feeling very active already, 3 kills in 2 minutes. Stun comes out onto a Vox, so the Firestorm is there afterwards, as is the Pit of Malice, and they're not done yet. Chryson with the last little click finishes off a Vox, so things going very much in the way of the two Sams, too sexy lineup so far.
Yeah, I mean, this top lane is just going to be really horrid. They might kill here. They might kill Solar Crest.
Dude, they might. They're on top of the Bane, and they do finish him off. That is a really important kill, and Shirk's getting it. The tip comes out from Lunatic on Solar Crest. An interesting long-running banter between those two, I'm sure.
Well, Solar Crest
Wiley's
did
in trouble
tip
here
him.
again. Oh, he did it as well. I didn't notice that at the time.
He did.
Wiley almost in trouble there as well again.
Yeah, the one thing about this mid matchup is Pango actually can't get rid of Ember's Flame Guard. Because Pango is all physical damage, as said earlier. And so you can see he's actually maxing his Flame Guard. I think this is the build anyway, but it's just a constant damage that Maeve Wally just cannot stop, essentially.
Go onto the top lane, it's Shirks again. Fish taking a lot of damage here in the early phases, but there's the multi-shot. It is enough to barrel down Shirks, but Shirks with some good... Oh my god, the creep almost saves him, but not quite in time. The tornado almost saving Shirks' life, but going down again on this Doom. Only 8 CS so far as well. A really disastrous start here for Shirks.
It's going to be a big comeback game, I think. It'd be interesting to see what he goes. He's got his double bracer now. Previously, when I stood in for them, he played Doom and felt like Radiance, he couldn't be greedy enough for it. It'd be interesting to see if he feels like he can go Radiance this game. Clink should be active quite early, so he might still just get into mode farm. We may still see him at the top of net worth yet.
How do you rate Doom's ability at coming back into the game when you have leveled up the double Scourge Dart and the Inferno Blade? Like, can he come back in the same way a lot of offlaners can this match?
Oh yeah, Doom can farm very quickly. Scorched Earth doesn't have that high of a cooldown when maxed out, so you can actually farm really quickly with it.
Okay, so potential ways back into this game for Shirk. So far, though, one hero that's having a really nice time. We could take our focus towards the bottom lane for just a moment. This Clink's 30-1 so far. Absolutely off to a stormer on Coral.
Yeah, my boxer may be feeding a little bit, making the lane harder, but he is...
Maeve Wiley, more trouble for him, and he goes down here on the mid lane. The Ember Spirit is able to finish off the Pangolier.
Yeah, it's kind of rough
lane,
for him.
go onto Fish. Fish could be in some trouble here. Voxo does go down to the bottom lane in the meanwhile, but Shirks with the solo kill onto Fish is really big here. Solar Crest also looks like he's in some trouble. No more wand charges, does just about manage to walk away from that one, but a real turnaround in this top lane. A turnaround for Wongs in general as they now take the lead in this game. And they're not done yet. They're going to Solar Crest. Great shards there from Lunatic. A nice use of the Nightmare to keep him alive. Can he deny himself to the jungle creeps? Yes, he can. Well played there from the Raging Australian. Meanwhile, Maeve Wiley ganked upon by a Voxo on this big ol' Oracle, but Chryson is here on the hoodwink to try and stop him in his place. Nagy tries to play aggressively, but his HP is immediately swiped down by the Swashbuckler. He needs to be careful though, because if Voxo's on top of him, pops the bottle to try and get a bit of regen. But now we have a Haste Rune on the Earth Spirit. He might track these down. He has vision off the creeps. Doesn't feel like there's anything Maeve Wiley can do here, and indeed there isn't anything he can do as he goes down once again with the Pangolier. Nagy off to an absolute stormer at the start of this game.
Yeah, he's going to be happy with this. He's also rotating straight to top as well. I think if he gets this may be lanes one.
Indeed he is. He has the urn finished up. Lunatic is eyeing up Solar Crest. Choosing to step back for a second here on Fish. Not wanting to show himself. I think they've read this move. They saw the Haste Rune, so they're going to play extremely conservatively until that Ember shows again mid, which he will do now. Fish, meanwhile, going to the portal. They're going in onto the Clinks. Coral could be in some trouble here. There comes the sleep from Solar Crest. The follow-up down from Fish is going to be here with that multi-shot. The teleport is there. He recognized the fact that he used the stun too early, and there's nothing they can do to stop his escape. Meanwhile, Chryson tracked down in this jungle area, gets hit up with the root as well as those chains coming out from the Ember. The Fortune's End is there from the Oracle as well. Tries to chop him down. Should be able to pop him here, and down he goes. Voxo picks up that kill, and all of a sudden, it's looking like all Wongs all the time.
They decided not to go for the Wisdom as well. They assumed it was already gone, I think.
Yeah, it's...
They Could have definitely got a double wisdom there.
And they actually scanned it out there on the side of Wongs to see if anybody had gone to it in the interim, but yeah, it would have been an even bigger win if they had managed to get that one.
Yeah, I think that might have been the nail in the coffin, but instead, Kryzen picks it up. Not too bad now. I think they probably know these lanes haven't gone as well as they could have done. In fact, I think Gaben still knows that there's a lot in this game, though. It's 55-45, so it's still fine.
It's still relatively close in terms of the net worths. That's mostly off the back of the fact that Mr. Maniac is quite poor on this Tusk as a result of his constant rotations. There's the ult off of Maeve Wiley. Solarcrest is here. It doesn't have an ult to be able to back himself up. Goes to the Nightmare. It's out onto the Ember Spirit. Kryzen is here with the use there of the Bushwhack to stop the follow-up. So it looks like Maeve Wiley going to try and make like a sheep, get the flock out of here. And indeed he does. We have a question in the chat, Reese, from Mr. Rob Mist, the hunk of hole himself, who is asking, who is the sexier Samuel?
Ooh. I would have to say, just based on, again, you know, he's Australian, he's got that big Playboy mustache.
Yeah.
I would have to say that probably in GB turf, it's Solarcrest. Maybe in Australian turf, it's Corey. I think they've got the away game advantage.
Indeed they do. Maeve Wiley, though, now rolled upon by this Tusk. Attempted use there of the Bushwhack, but the tree is actually chopped in the meantime. Good rotation from Corey, though. Should at least take out Shirks here, taking the Lunatic, and indeed he does. Nagy trying to walk away from this one, but Corey was rotating, which means Kryzen's going to go down very quickly. Nice use there of the Nightmare, but it's not enough as they still finish off the Hoodwink. It's a 2-for-1, and a 2-for-1 heavily favoring the side of Wongs.
I'm kind of wondering if Avoxo's Purifying Flames can break his own Ember Spirit's Flame Guard.
Oh, interesting question.
Can we maybe pause and ask them to try it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any problem with it. It's Irish Dota, baby. Anything's going. It's got to be said, though, like the big difference maker this game, it's got to be that Nagy Ember Spirit has just looked so impressive. You said it wasn't the best of lane matchups, but even with that, he's looked pretty unstoppable on this Ember.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at CS, Maeve Wiley is actually ahead, but there's like 1,200 net worth difference on the two.
Attempt to go onto this Ember, but the Nightmare means that they can't connect there with the Bushwhack, which means that now Nagy's actually walking in towards Solarcrest, doing as much burn damage as he can, not fearing any of these heroes yet, and he's building into the Kaya first.
From the Ember Spirit?
Yes.
Ooh. Interesting that he's not going for the Vessel.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
I wonder why that is. I mean, I don't know the Ember Spirit hero that much, so maybe it's just feeling, maybe it's just vibes. Oh, goodbye, Shirks. Unlucky buddy. He does have the Radiance queued up. I was right.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's going to be a while until he gets there. He's at 4k net worth right now. He did choose to finish up the phase boots. He's at 1,200 gold. You're probably looking like a little bit of a time before you're able to get that online. Root comes down to Maeve Wiley. Takes a lot of damage here from Nagy. Does have the illusion rune, at least temporarily, to enable him to drop the roll. But the roll is now wasted to save himself, which means he won't be able to use it aggressively. Immediately noticing that Shirks TP's back towards this top lane, as does a Voxo. They're making it go. They want to go into Fish. The silence comes out early from the Drow, and a really strong silence indeed. But the fall of the Bushwhack, no damage taken on the back of the Fanes, sorry, of the Oracles. Fortunes end, but they do still take down that Tusk.
It's really sad as a Hoodwink to use your Sharpshooter and it do 0 damage. But I know that pained him a little bit inside.
It's gotta, and the pain's about to get worse as Nagy has rotated into this top lane, and it looks like the Hoodwink is going to be the primary target here. He does TP out of this one, recognizes that the pressure is being placed, and gets out of it. But so far, it's looking pretty good for Wongs, right?
It is. Clinks is actually going first item Deso, which I think is correct. I think sometimes they go Falcon Blade, but Coral's instead gone for Soul Ring. So he's 300 off this Deso. He's probably going to look for some kills as soon as he gets it.
I like this Desolator pick specifically also because they have the Ember Spirit. You know, being able to give them minus armor for those slights, always really nice, right?
Ooh, what cold one are you cracking open?
A little Heine, baby. You know, as a resident of the south side, it is within my blood. Nice little nightmare coming out there from Solarcrest, but there's the ult and the no magic damage coming out from the Oracle with that Fate's Edict. Core going to be relatively safe here. Takes still a fair bit of damage, and Maeve Wiley is hanging around. He hasn't been seen yet. He has a roll in 3 seconds. He's sitting there gathering his energy, awaiting this next fight. Hopefully won't be seen before then, but now Chryson choosing to show. Maeve Wiley, I think, showing as well here, which means they are going to be aware of this mid-rotation. Ember Spirit, in the meantime, pushing in that mid-tower, placing a lot of pressure, and the side of Wongs, recognizing their numbers disadvantage, walk away from this one.
I think Maeve Wiley, he's got it now. I think he just has to not rotate until this defusal. It's really hard to stay in this mid lane, but I think it's kind of slowed him down a little bit. He's like sitting around his team. He just needs to get it. And the Deso is up now on Clink, so I have a funny feeling these supports are not going to be happy.
Yeah, that is a nasty one to pick up. And Maeve Wiley is actually being pressured down here by Lunatic. He does finish up the Diffu in the time between that and now. But look at the Deso damage coming onto the Pangolier. Lunatic able to get the last click there, but not a nice game so far from Maeve Wiley. And now they're on to Chryson. Chryson almost going down to the Ember. Is able to keep himself alive just at the end of that one. But it's looking all Wongs all the time. The last time these two teams faced off, it was a 1-1 finish. And Wong's trying to stamp their place in the grand finals right now.
Yeah, they have a timing right now where they can kind of run over. This is why Shirks can get away with this Radiance, because they have this quick timing Clinks. They have the Ember who's done really well on his lane, and then they have Tusk Oracle who, they're not really the best at pushing lanes out, so they kind of just want to be around fighting cores. So there's going to be this kill squad of 3 to 4 heroes where this Pango's probably not ready. Underlord can fight, probably doesn't want to. Drow definitely doesn't want to fight yet. They've probably got like a 5 to 10 minute window now where they can probably own the whole map if they play it well.
Feels like they kind of need to as well, because despite the fact that the rest of the team, especially the Pango, is suffering, Drow's farming quite well, does have the Yasha finish up, moving in towards that Hurricane Pike next, which is specifically nice to things like that Doom smoke rotation coming out from the side of Two Sam's Too Sexy, but also from Wongs. They're trying to catch out Corey here. Corey does have the Atos finished up, so a lot of ability to lock people down. Can he get his heroes here in time is the big question. It doesn't look like that he is torn down from this damage, but they bring in all these heroes. They want to try to do something, but immediately the Fate's Edict is popped before he goes. They still do finish off the Oracle. This could be a big timing for them. Nice use there of the sleep from Soda Crest alongside that Sharpshooter, trying to finish off this Nagi Ember, but he does just walk away from that one. They do take out Lunatic in the backlines though, so still a decent trade. 2 supports for an offlaner. Considering the network disadvantage, you're probably okay with that in Two Sam's Too Sexy, especially since you said this is their timing.
Yeah, I think you're very okay with that. Like from the
It
fight
might get
recap,
even better right now as Mr. Shirks is caught out, and there's a rainbow TP coming in here from the side of Two Sams. They've taken away too much mana, so we can't get the Doom down. That's a free kill on Doom, and all of a sudden, looking a lot better.
that's like a 1600 net worth change in the space of like a minute, if that. I think I understand why Wongs, they double scan, so they scanned the triangle, they scanned where Corey was farming. They were just looking for anybody. I think if they find anybody but Corey first, it's good. It takes them a little while to kill him, and they get the rotations in. They also managed to catch a Voxo first, which I think if they don't kill this Oracle first, whoever else they go on gets saved, and then it becomes an awful fight. So I think Voxo just maybe has to watch his positioning a little bit more. And he is going for the blink so he can stay further back. So I think he already recognizes what he has to do.
Yeah, as a former Oracle enjoyer myself, that blink is so critical, just letting you play this game. Chryson goes for the hit on, I'll say Mr. Shirks goes for the hit onto Chryson there, actually misses it, it's evaded, so it doesn't manage to stun up the Hoodwink. The stun comes out there afterwards, it's onto Shirks, he's taking a lot of damage, forces the ultimate out of the Oracle. Not who he wants to target that with, not normally your offlaner who you see being saved by Oracle ultis, but now Nagi with a great dodge there with a sleight of fist onto the silence coming out from Fish means that he can go aggressive onto Solar Crest, and Solar Crest goes down. Coral is here now. Their big damage dealer is ready. There's no more ultimates on the side of Two Sam's Too Sexy, and there's no man on the Pangolier. He is able to trail off to this left side. We'll have a TP in just a few seconds, or a Fiend's Gate in this instance. So it's just going to be a nice clean 1-for-0, but all ultimates used, very little gained.
That was You know when you see the videos of two dogs on either side of a gate,
Mm.
and they're like barking at each other, and then when the gate's released, they just kind of walk away. That's what that felt like.
I think it's a very apt simile right there, you know? But with that, the dogs are off the chain. Coral showed himself in this bottom lane. There's no Oracle here to save him this time, and Corey's on top of him, and Maeve Wiley's behind him. Sodercrest has the grip ready as well. His grippers are looking tasty. Doesn't even need them here as they take down Coral. A really big kill, and it goes on to Maeve Wiley, the least farmed core.
Yeah, he really needed that. I just don't think Coral would have expected that many rotations so quickly. They did rotate down to him relatively quick. And it actually frees up a lot more of the map now for Two Sam's Too Sexy.
Indeed it does, and the Bane now with this grip ready to go is going to want to start playing aggressively in this bottom lane, try to put some pressure potentially out onto this bottom tower. You will have the Blink finished up very soon for Pangolier as well, and that's going to be critical for their fight as that gets delivered at this moment, right?
It will be. He's already focusing this Oracle a lot. And so with this Blink, it's going to be really crucial that that Wongs play on vision and try and deward the areas before. Because I think if he gets even a little sniff of this Oracle, he's in real big danger.
Indeed, he might be. So far, Fish coming back into this game quite well, still farming up a storm. Has that Hurricane Pike finished now, and will have that Manta soon. Do you think he has the tools to defend himself in this game?
Manta is a big deal for him. You can kind of disjoint a lot of the Clink's damage because Clink's attack so quickly. You disjoint like 3 or 4 hits. You can disjoint the chains. Even when the Doom goes to Doom you, you can disjoint it and cancel the animation. It's pretty big. It also increases your farm speed a lot when you have Manta. You can just push it down waves that you're too scared to push down yourself. And so it creates a lot of map pressure.
Let's see if they're able to make any use of that yet. You said these 5-10 minutes should be when Wongs shut down the map. It looks like that's what they're going to try to do here with the go into Corey. Solarcrest is behind him. Does have the Nightmare save, but he can't get it off here because he's also rooted up. Immediately torn down here on the Bane, and the follow-up kill is there onto Corey. So 2 quick kills for Wongs. And importantly, he actually began the Fiend script there, so that's now on cooldown.
Shirks dangled himself there. He dangled himself down. He knew Corey couldn't resist. It's like a pack of Zins found on the floor.
Indeed. And now they're not done yet. They're going into the Pangolier, gets the shield crash off, but it's not enough to keep him alive. It's another quick kill. All of a sudden, Wong's putting the brick on the accelerator.
Yeah, I wonder how they found him. Did they scan? Or did they see him on a wave? I wasn't paying too much attention to that, but they kind of just went for it without vision.
Famously, this Maniac guy does have wall hacks installed. He is not an honorable player. Does like to cheat. So does Avoxo. But
Yeah,
Avoxo prefers to
I've heard
cheat
this.
on women. That's his thing.
I've
Sick
heard
wives.
this actually, yeah.
Yeah, 6 wives. It's true.
Is he Henry VIII?
Henry VIII of an inch, I think is what people like to call him. But, you know, there's a lot of disagreements between historians about how he should be represented.
I'll take your word for it.
Listen, I can only tell the truth.
All I'm saying is that Doom is climbing back up now. In this moment of lull, I casted our dear observer earlier in the week or late last week, and I have a question for you that I think you may enjoy answering.
Mm-hmm.
So, why don't you think of the 3 best offlaners that you could possibly think of? It's Shirks, it's Corey, and it's Sky underscore, right? Correct. It is correct. Okay, you have to kiss, marry, kill.
Okay. So, I will marry Sky. He's a very stable, nice dude. You know, he's got his emotions about him. Feels like he'd be very rational whenever we have arguments. Feels like the kind of guy who definitely set up a pension when he turned 19. So in terms of long-term stability, I feel like Sky's the pick. In terms of fucking, I'm going to have to say Corey. And the reason why is, if I said Shirks, imagine fucking Shirks goes, whoa, bro, what? What? You came, bro? What? I couldn't deal with that, man. That would put me off in a second. So I'm going to say Corey. So unfortunately, it's going to have to be a kill Shirks. Would you agree?
You know, I would agree.
Dire's top tower is
I
under
would
attack.
very, very much agree. Thank you for answering. I think that's cleared up everything the chat needs to know.
I think that's the people are wondering.
We can stop casting now.
I think so.
Dire's top
Guys,
tower
enjoy the rest of the game. We're going to stay quiet for the rest of it.
Speaking of Shurks, he did feed at some point during this big blog, so
are scanning. Dire are
maybe he knows. He knows we were talking about him. He went a little red. He heard all the bad chat.
He realized that I didn't choose to fuck him, but he wanted to prove himself to be very submissive. I think that it's along those lines. God, I love that I'm
is.
casting IDL today.
middle tower
You can get away with so much more. It's fantastic. I miss this.
I'm expecting this top tier to just go. Yeah, Clinks is a nice hero.
Yeah, this tower is dead. I gotta say, Koro on this Clinks, it was the thing coming into this series that I was most concerned about. If you look at his record in this hero, it's by far his most successful across both leagues.
Dire's top tower.
I think you need to prio getting rid of this, quite frankly.
Dire's top tower has
Potentially, I mean, it's a pretty decent game for it. My headset is about to die, so you're going to have to solo cast for all of about 30 seconds, unfortunately.
tower is under
I'm going to have to go find the cable, so I hope you can handle it. I'll be right back.
Okay, Reese, what do you think about this play? See what I did there, guys? Not a problem. At least when Reese is gone, there is a bit of a lull in the game. Still a 4K net worth lead so far for the side of Wong's Bakery. This is the period in the game in which they'd expect them to be a lot stronger, but I think the big difference this game is compared to most of the other games from Two Sam's Too Sexy, they really shut down Maeve Wiley. He's looking considerably weaker than he has in most of their series. In fact, in many series that we casted them, he was kind of the linchpin for this team. So seeing him fall this far behind, it's definitely showing perhaps a bit of a weakness in the side of Two Sam's Too Sexy. When he doesn't get this start, perhaps the team don't have the pressure they want to have, but a big item coming out now. It's on the Underlord. He has finished up that Aghanim Scepter, but as he does that, they move into the Roche Pit on Wongs, and they clear it so quickly off the minus armor and the DD rune coming out from the Clinks. And that's a free Roche, and that is an Aegis onto the Clinks. The Clinks looking menacing before this point, but looking even scarier now.
Back!
Solar Crest going down immediately to Clinks at the start of this fight. But in return, they actually just do clear that Aegis in response. I think you're fine with this if you're Two Sam Too Sexy. The Oracle not there in time to be able to save him, and you trade a Bane for an Aegis on a Clinks. You're pretty cool with that, right, Reese?
I don't know how I've gone in the space of 30 seconds. The tier 2 tower, Roche has been taken, Roche has been lost.
It wasn't contested. Maeve Wiley here with the roll, rolls over the shards. Great snowball save though, saving out a Vox at the start of this fight, enables him to get the ult onto Shurks, saving him at least temporarily. Meanwhile, the Doom is placed onto the ball, which means he's going to die immediately thereafterwards. Out comes a big jump onto the Ember Spirit. Nice use there of the grip from Solar Crest, enables the kill onto Ember. Meanwhile, the Clinks forced out at the back of this fight because he does no longer have this Aegis where they're going back in onto Fish, but he immediately outruns the range of the snowball, so he's being snowballed into his own death. 2 quick kills. A bad snowball there coming out from Lunatic. Curses his own pause 1. And here come the tips onto Mr. Maniac. I assume we're hearing it in their call right now, right?
I choose to believe that they're more PMA than that right now. It's probably just a my bad. Have a free VK on me when you come to Mosh, like go next. It's fine. I think Two Sam's Too Sexy are just target prioritizing a little bit better. There was the grip on the Ember Spirit. There was Fish on Drow was just chopping down this Clinks, hitting the right targets. Meanwhile, like they did get the Doom off onto Pango, like Doom plus Ember did kill him, but he kind of used his role, he'd done his job, he was a bit of a menace in the fight anyway. Maybe if you get the Doom off a bit earlier, this fight goes different. Again, if there's the snowball doesn't send your Clinks to death, maybe it's better. It just means the game's quite even. Now, I think, I mean, you can see it from the net worth, right? Maeve Wiley is still struggling a little bit, but to make up for it, Fish is now by far and away the highest net worth core.
I gotta say as well, I think a little bit over aggressive from Coral before that fight started. He had the Aegis, chose to go in outside of the range of the Oracle to try and get an early kill, but when you're playing into an Underlord which has that global presence, especially with the Aghanims finished, you just can't afford to play that far away from your own save.
I think he was probably surprised how quickly he got burst down himself. Like, he just disappeared.
Shirks could be in some trouble here. Hit up with a Nightmare coming out from Mr. Crest. Mr. Crest has another grip ready, and Corey is coming through the portal. I don't think he even needs to. Down goes Shirks again, and this tier 1 should follow thereafter.
Potentially the tier 2 as well.
Radiant's top tower is
So the thing about this Drow Clinks matchup is pretty much all of Clinks' armor is base armor. Clinks doesn't really build too many armor things. Like he used to go at AC, I think, a while back. Not for a while now. It looks like they want to defend this tier 2, actually. Defend the Wisdom.
Does seem like it's spawning in 1 second here. Kryson in a good position to catch out Coral, but does pop the dust immediately. Anticipates this move, and now Maeve Wiley is here with the roll on top of Oxo. Positioned with the Blink Dagger in the back to save if needs be. They do pop the Drinking Buddies onto him to try and move him away from this one. They don't pop the ult immediately, but now forced to do so from a Voxo. Blinks backwards to get off the heel with the Reigns of Destiny as well. But Coral hit up with the stun. So much damage being thrown in. Nice use there of the snowball to keep him alive, at least temporarily. And interesting interaction there. They do still take out the Tusk, but now this Coral Clinks is in some trouble as they get another kill, and all of a sudden the momentum is shifting entirely towards the side of Susam Susexy.
I agree with what you said, actually. Yeah, he's just getting caught out. There seems to be a bit of a disjoint right now between the cores on Wongs. It's a nice idea, but I think they're still not respecting quite how much damage in this. This Susam Susexy is giving out. I think they may be slowly losing grip on this game a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta say, some really impressive movements in the last 2 or 3 fights from the Bane. Mr. Solarcrest, gotta give him some credit here, has made some really big plays in this mid game that has enabled, the Drow to show just how much damage he has, but more importantly, the Pangolier to come back into this game. He's now closing in on Nagi's net worth.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Is it that Pango's closing in on Nagi, or is it Nagi's going down to the Pango?
A little bit of both, as immediately Fish gets a quick kill onto Voxo. This is the moment where normally Blinks would write throw Voxo XD in the chat. Go onto Corey, but Corey walks him back into the pit, and there's the multi-shot from Drow. Another kill for Fish. Fish now 18k net worth out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, they've got real Drow problems. Real Drow problems right now.
They do expand a lot onto the illusion there at least, which is a momentary respite.
I think when this Drow gets BKB, the only possible way to kill her is with Doom. But then even with the Doom, you've still got to run her down. And he does have BKB himself on Shirks, but then you've got the grip to deal with. There's going to be a Pango rolling in the back, and then you've still got this Underlord. I think unless Fish is like at the front of his entire team, I don't know how they easily bring him down anymore.
It's feeling harder and harder to kill off this Drow Ranger, and all the pressure is being exerted now onto Wongs. They're going in, they're onto Maeve Wiley, but the roll-up is there to dodge out the chains. Doesn't get the last tick away from them, but now here comes the snowball from Lunatic, but Maeve Wiley with a perfectly timed roll there does dodge up the damage coming out from this Tusk as well as the stun, and will simply roll himself to freedom.
He goes, yeah. They're going to do the same thing again. He's in the triangle. He's going to almost the same place that he died last time, but this time he's brought backup.
Yeah, and indeed, the Bane, the only backup that Corey's going to have here. Blink up with the Polar Punch coming out from the Tusk. They're onto Corey, and Corey melts at the hands of the damage coming out from this Clinks.
Look at the size of this Pit of Malice. Like, what is this? And he gets 2 of them. It's incredible.
Radiant are scanning.
It is an area of despair so large, it could only rival Birmingham or Leicester. That's all I can say.
I won't hear any Leicester slander.
Bro, have you been there?
I went to uni there.
My condolences.
Okay, posh boy from Ireland. Let's just calm down, okay?
Okay.
It's just
Outside
because...
a bar in Leicester for 1 hour. How many times do you think I got asked for money? In 1 hour.
Well, that's not a fair representation, okay? They knew you were in there, and they know how rich you are.
Well, yeah, of course.
It's like
Bottom tower is
if we knew where Elon Musk was sitting in a bar, like we'd all go ask for handouts.
Radiant's top tower.
But I think the Elon Musk of Leicester just owns a sofa.
No, the Elon Musk of Leicester owns drug dealing businesses, many of them.
Yeah, I could tell. Interesting city. I still like. We went to a very nice bar. It was a good time. You know, I can't complain too much. But not a city I'll be fast to return to. Fish could be gone on here by Koro. Koro, though, as you said, with that Manta, able to do a lot into that big Clinks. And now attempted catch from Kryson doesn't connect onto the tree, but Corey is here with the Pinamalise. Nice use there of the Fortune's End there from Avoxo. In the backlines, though, Avoxo is taken down by the Pangolier. They're doing a lot of damage to Corey in exchange, though. Here comes the BKB from the big O Ember Spirit. Corey looks like he's going to get away from this one. Solar Crest not so lucky. So far, a 1-for-1 with the supports being traded. But Nagy jumps back in. I'm not sure if this is the play that he wants to make, and he agrees as he starts to walk away from this fight. But Fish, he's there. Nice use of the Slight there, but he hasn't used the Gust yet. There is the Snowball, but Kryson is ready with the Bushwhack. They finish off the Ember to start with. They take Lunatic afterwards. Fish goes godlike, 3-for-1 in this fight.
Such as tomorrow.
Yeah, it's kind of a bad go at the end for Nagi. It looked okay, and then I watched Drow 3-shot the Tusk, and I think they realized very quickly that they just don't have the way to deal with this Drow. The Doom is still up though. They have to get this Doom on the right target. This is the only way that they can deal with the core right now.
They anticipate the Roche go. It's not correct this time. Good play there from Two Sams, Too Sexy, not going too greedy for that Roche. I feel like that would have been very difficult if they had.
I feel like they could have got it, if I'm honest.
With the barrage coming up in his Clinks?
It's 5v3.
It's true.
5v3. There's no buyback on Tusk. He just diebacked, I'm pretty sure. BKB Ember's down, and you know it. I think they're just playing a little bit cautious. As I cut you off, I think that's maybe what you were going to say.
Yeah, I was going to say similar. I think it's just a cautious playstyle, but you know, it's an upper bracket race. Upper bracket finals, an important game. Winner of this, straight into the grand finals of the Irish Dota League.
That's true. They have a lot to play for.
Indeed they do. Avoxo almost caught there. Does manage to get the blink away here on the Oracle, which means he won't be caught out in that jungle, but so far a little bit of a calm between storms of sorts.
Yeah, I would really like to see Lunatic get a little bit more net worth now. I think they just need to give him a dead lane to go and throw some creeps at.
Here comes the Underlord ult. It's onto Avoxo. That is not who you want to be caught first. Forced to use that ulti on himself, which means now Maeve Wiley's rolling onto Clinks, but immediately recognizing, okay, just because I'm a ball doesn't mean he can't hit me. Maeve Wiley almost dead, almost dies the final tick of that Snowball. Solar Crest forced to use the Fiend's Grip on the Tusk, but the Tusk does still go down.
You know what's even more surprising than Tusk going down? Is that Oracle was in the Pit of Malice for the entire duration of his ulti and more, and came out of it at full health.
Just a Voxo diff, baby. What can you say?
You did call him less handsome than Kamki, is what you said at the start of the stream, but
Kamki's very handsome. Let's be real.
That is true. I only met him once and I started stuttering.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I met him more than once, but I stuttered the whole time. And in actuality,
it's a lot, actually. I'm sure when you were in your debate club, that's probably the reason you lost a lot of your arguments, just because you're a big, massive stutter, right?
I didn't lose often. I'll be real with you. I won a lot. You know, this what is what it is. You know.
You get paid off.
Okay. I did get paid, yeah.
No, paid off. As in, like, people took bribes to lose.
I mean, if they did, that's their fault for being poor, right?
That's true. That is a poor person problem, being poor.
It is. It is. And it's one that I hope that science finds a cure to one day.
Do you think they would? Like,
I hope they don't.
I mean, they've been writing about alchemy for years.
They have.
Like, surely they can just transform, what is it, water into gold or whatever Jesus said?
Have we tried converting the poor into gold? I think that's the next big discovery. Jump in from Lunatic. It's on to Mr. Crest. Crest does have the Ghost Scepter ready, though. Keep himself alive. Nice use of the Nightmare as well, forcing a lot of abilities to be used onto him. In the backlines now, the Doom. Nice save from Avoxo to keep him alive in the very last tick there. Means that he will still potentially get a Doom off. Maeve Wiley causing absolute havoc here. The Doom is popped, but it's onto Corey. That's not what you want. At the backline's Fish running absolute havoc. 1, 2, 3, 4 go down. And Corey doesn't care if he's doomed.
You know, I was going to flame Solar Crest at the start of this engagement. The last couple of engagements, he's kind of been what looks to be out of position. Like, he's been at the front. He didn't even have his ulti at that point. He's just kind of in their face. Whether it's intentional or not, and he'll always say it is intentional, he just baits like 4 Wongs heroes to go on him, and then all of a sudden they all just die. He's like too juicy. He's too sexy. That's the problem. We've found the answer. Too sexy.
Perhaps, there's a lot of history between these two teams. They just want to be able to kill Solar Crest. There is a bloodlust in the Wongs that wouldn't exist against a player they wouldn't know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I'd be jealous of him as well, to be honest. He's handsome, he's rich.
He's very tall.
Yeah. And the accent, again, it's just everything that we all want to be, really.
He shared my opinion on Lester, though.
I don't like him.
I mean, come on. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest.
Okay, I'm gonna call it now.
Top 5 cities in Leicester, in England, would Leicester be there?
No, that's not the point.
No.
Anyway,
Terrible.
This DD drought, I'm anticipating this game is pretty much over. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, it feels pretty fucking hard now. Fish feels a little bit too big.
Yeah. I think they had their opportunity 15 to 25, when they got that time, they got the Deso timing. Then they had the opportunity with the Aegis. I think, dare I say, it was maybe theirs to lose. Which I think maybe rougher for them.
The big fight that started with the Aegis loss in the top jungle into the multi-feed with the snowball, I think that was kind of the death knell for them this game.
Yeah, it did feel like the start of the end. That being said, maybe they'll still go.
I mean, it just feels like the Clinks just doesn't have the damage anymore. I mean, we used to see another Clinks 3 clicking heroes, but Corey now, nice use of the drinking buddies there from Lunatic to keep him away from that tree. Chryson almost catching him out there, but Fish, happy to walk onto this high ground with that Aegis. Doesn't have the shard, thankfully. The Avalanche, like the big, what do we call it? Oh, hang on. Go here onto Big O Nagi. He's hit up with the stuns coming out from Solar Crest, and there's the grip, and they catch Nagi trying to cut the creep wave.
It's feeling like they're getting a bit desperate now. I mean, I've said this for a little while, but cutting creep waves as an Ember like this into this lineup as well does feel like a desperation play.
He luckily does just about have buyback. So we'll be able to come back into this fight by about 50 gold. But if he had done that about 30 seconds earlier, we might be looking at a very different state of play right now.
It's a good job he got the wave then, eh?
Yeah. So far, looks like 2 Sams, 2 Sex are going to pressure in this bottom wave. Seems like they're going to try to take down this bottom barracks. They're taking their time, though, and they're giving time for Nagi to respawn.
I think they've realized it doesn't really matter. Like, they've pushed in the waves as much. They're just out farming. Maybe they're close to some items. Let's have a look. Corey close to Lincoln's. I don't think you care too much. They have the banner on Chryson. Nope, here they are. They're ready.
And the nullifier is on him this time, so a lot of damage being pressed onto the Drought Ranger. But there is Chryson with the Hoodwink ult doing a lot of damage here onto Shirks. First one out is going to be a Voxo, not the hero you want targeted first. Again, caught out here on the Oracle, and immediately these barracks being peppered down, and down they go. The full set of barracks going down bottom, and Fish still with the Aegis, still relatively untouched.
I don't know. I didn't watch actually how that started. I'm not sure how Voxer got picked off first. Maybe he was trying to save somebody. I think maybe he's too far forward. I don't know.
I think it was an attempted save onto Shirks. Root comes down to Fish. Fish takes a lot of damage that one. He has the shard finish up now as well, which means that their pressure they can place onto these towers and barracks is even larger than before. Middle tower suffering a little bit, but that Aegis is going to be reclaimed in 39 seconds.
I think in my head, the only way they win this fight is the Aegis goes, this Doom, they find like a smoke go, and they get this Drow. And they just pile into Drow.
Drow is 20 seconds left on that Aegis, but Chryson positioned well to break the smoke, recognizes exactly what you do, and they break the smoke onto Lunatic. They blink forward on a Voxo, but the TP is ready from Chryson. He has completely made a shambles of this go. Great positioning there for the Hoodwink. They do still catch out Solar Crest, but that's not what you want out of your smoke go.
They do get the gem from it. It's if they pick it up. There we go. It's a surprisingly nice pickup. I don't know what their shop's looking like on the Dire, but taking the gem, maybe getting some map control back, feels quite nice.
Indeed it does.
May
14k met worth still, though.
It may have been their gem in the first place. It doesn't tell me who owns it, so maybe it was Lunatic's.
Certainly possible. Klink's also moving towards the 25. That Searing Arrows multi-shot, is that a big deal in this game?
It's always a big damage buff. You know, you can sometimes just accidentally catch some strays as a support where you just die. That being said, I'm not sure this Klink's is doing enough damage to make that much difference now. They have the Crimson Guard on Corey. He's also bought a Ghost Scepter. Like, there is a Nullifier, but they have so many ways now to stop his Klink's damage. I'm not sure that they have enough to pump the damage out. Dare I say? I mean, even in the last fight bot, we even saw the Nightmare into cancelling, like dodging this Klink's damage is huge as well.
Koro needs to be careful here. He's quite far forward. They do have the Refresher roll, but Koro does manage to dodge out the Bushwick coming out from the little tiny Hoodwink. And now they're starting to move forward. They have the Oracle and the Doom. They get the scan that lands onto Mr. Chryson. Lunatic goes for the Ice Shards, but Lunatic might just be the first one cut out. There's Silence onto a Voxo. Brought into the snowball, thank God. Otherwise, he is screwed. He still might be, as they're brought into the back of this fight. A Voxo dead at the start of this fight. The best possible first pick. And the secondary pick, it's going to be onto the Tusk. They try to take out the Hoodwink, but they can't. Now the Grip is there, and the Grip, it's onto Koro on the Klinks, and they take down 3 heroes in fast motion.
I don't want to be on the hate train a little too much. I feel like I've beaten to this Oracle a lot this game, but I think he blinks forward there into where the Tusk is and just gets immediately caught by the root. I think if they ever catch him like this, the fight, you just need to leave and just let your supports die, I think.
Yeah, not a Voxo's best game this evening. He's struggled a little bit on this Oracle. Nagi trying to creep skip to try and stop these creeps from reaching the base, but they're going to come in through the bottom side, which means they are going to force out that Glyph. And once that Glyph is gone, this base is going to look very susceptible to a push coming out from this Drow Ranger. They still have a tier 2 in the top, which means they can't get the Megas in this push. But look at the heroes that are down. They do have buyback ready if they want to use it here on Koro, but it just feels horrendous to do this when you're already almost 10k behind this Drow.
I would be surprised if there's more than one fight left, to be honest.
That's what I Solar Crest. Ooh.
Where are we? Are we looking? We have got the Ags on Do now. I think it's a nice pickup. It would be quite nice if he had his 25, I think. Being able to Doom a hero like this Drow who then can't Hurricane Pike or Silver Edge, just get away would be nice.
A big Aghanim Scepter picked up with the back of that last fight as well. You have the Ags on the Bane now, which will make the ability to stop those Fiend scripts considerably harder.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. He can just choose his target now, basically. He doesn't have to care. He can be in these positions, like out of position now. He just presses in, it doesn't matter.
Haste Rune caught up by Fish. There is a scan. The scan doesn't connect because they think they're coming in from the top side, but Solar Crest is here. Here comes the Fiend's Grip. It lands immediately onto Nagi on the Ember Spirit, and here comes the Drow. So much damage. Down goes Nagi, down goes Voxo. There is an Aghanim's Doom coming out here. Will it be enough? They take down Fish. That's a big kill. The buyback from Koro and Nagi is enough to win this fight, it looks like, but Maeve Wiley causing havoc in the back lines on the Pangolier, but all of a sudden stuck in a corner, forced to use that Blink Dagger. Can't quite finish off Mr. Big O Maniac, and now it's Maeve Wiley versus the world. He pushes them back, though, into the roots and gets out of this one. So the buyback there from Nagi is enough to win them that fight.
You know what? I take it back. That Ags Doom did a lot of work that fight, actually. He managed It was slow, but he managed to get himself on top of everybody. I think there was a really nice shards as well. Caught the drow in place, plus one other hero. I'm not too sure, maybe Bane. Just locked them there. They can't press spells. They can't do anything. It was really good. I think they need a few more of those potentially, but it proves that they can do it.
And with a hero like Clinks, you know, anytime you lose any sort of fights, if you can get your waves under control, you can take that base really quickly, right?
They've opted for Roche this time, actually, which is possibly the better choice here. Not knowing if they have buybacks, which they do on both Underlord and on Drow. And in fact, Underlord may buy now if they get it.
Yeah, Chryson looks like he wants to move in towards this pit. There comes the Sharpshooter. A lot of damage. Forced to use the Snowball there on Maniac. 35 seconds still to this Underlord. They're choosing not to go for it. They go to try and get the steal on the Pangolier, but the ult is ready from the Oracle to make sure they don't immediately chop down this big old Nagi Ember. But now the buyback comes out from Corey. He wants to take this fight. They're onto Koro. Koro in huge trouble, and down he goes. Nagi was the one to take that Aegis. Does have the BKB thereafter, but not longer. It's going to run out, and now the Fiend's Grip is ready from Solar Crest. That's a dieback that's going to be coming out onto your Ember. And now a Voxo being clicked down by Chryson. There is the Bushwhack as well. Feels like he is clinging on for life, doing all his heals down. It's hard to kill him here. He could get out of this one potentially.
I don't think he gets out. I think they're just wasting time here.
Indeed he is. Coral buys back, Lunatic buys back. Staying alive for as long as he can, making it a 4v3 potentially.
He just TPs here.
Yeah.
He wanted to die because he had buyback. I see.
Doom comes out. Here's the Doom with the Aghanim Scepter. They do have the Force Staff early there from the supports, or from himself actually, to get out of that one. They throw out the Strafe and the Clinks, and that's your Doom used, and not much gained off it.
Does have Refresher Shard. Might surprise them. He just needs to pop it now. Well, maybe he wants to save it, but I assume they're going to go now. Thinking the Doom is down. The Refresher Shard's in the backpack. Bro needs to be ready.
BKB picked up by the Clinks as well as the Searing Arrow multi-shot as well, so about to get a lot scarier here on this Clinks. They need to be really respectful of the damage this little Skeleton Archer is able to push out. There's only one lane of barracks left, but they're moving into the bottom lane. They want to go for the GG instead, and they go. It's immediately on to Mr. Solarcrest. Solarcrest looking very dead. Here comes the Doom with that ulti. He lands immediately onto this Underlord, onto this Drow. The Drow with the Force Staff without the mute is able to get away from that one. Maeve Wiley do what he can to get Shirks cut out, but Shirks with the ultimate coming out from this big Oracle is able to keep himself alive. Nice route there from Corey. Stop follow-up damage. That is a dieback onto your Tusk. But it feels like without Maeve Wiley, you've delayed at least another fight.
Yeah, that was Refresher Shard used, but pretty good trade overall for them. I'm surprised we're not seeing Dusam's Too Sexy just push through top, to be honest. I think maybe they're getting greedy, just wanting to end game now. I don't think they're in any particular rush. Like, they should know from the feel of the game they're stronger. There is always this Clinks problem though. Like when you get to late game, this Clinks all of a sudden, like you said, it just takes base. Like you're gonna be trying to take a fight, and then all of a sudden a set of barracks is gone, and you don't know where it went.
Corey now building into the Wind Waker on the big ol' Underlord. Do you think that's a good pickup for him here?
Into the what? Sorry, the Wind Waker.
Wind Waker. Mm.
I think so. I think their main priority is just trying to make sure that this Drow lives. And so, if somebody gets gone on, so if the Doom goes on them, you can save them. Obviously, you can't move if it's an ally Wind Waker, but it's a few seconds, right? You're just delaying somebody dying in this Doom. The more the better. The Nullifier is kind of a counter to it. I don't hate it. The Yule again as well does help you lock somebody else down as well. So he now has Root, Ag's Root, Gleipnir Root, Yule into another Root. So he is just a big pest right now.
A very late game coming out in this game one. We're closing in on the 60 minutes, closing on those 60-minute items as well. In just about 8 minutes, those are going to be up. Look at the game state. It's still very much favored to the side of 2Sams, 2Sexy, but Wong's pulling out some pretty good team fights recently.
Yeah, I think they've had to expend quite a bit. There's been a few buybacks. There's been the refresher shard used, but it proves that they're not fully out of it yet. I think they still have to really prioritize who they go for. Like these last couple of Dooms, it's been really hard for him to get on top of the Drow. And the 2Times 2 Sexy have done a good job of moving the Drow away from the Doom, but I think if he can somehow stay on top, they can win these fights. And he does have his own refresher orb now, so he's going to have this double Doom in pretty much every fight.
Looking at these buyback statuses, we have no buybacks whatsoever from the side of Wong's, as he did choose to buy out to get that refresher's orb. So if any heroes on the side of Wong's go down, you might just call it at that point.
Potentially, there's always a way to hold. I think if Clinks is gone, yes. If any of the other heroes goes, there is still the potential Clinks damage.
Shirk's on these front ground right now. He has level 25 finished up as well, so that is the Doom Applies Mute now picked up for him. That's going to be problematic for Fish.
It is. It seems like the rest of the team are also doing a good job in force-staffing him out, though. So it's just a game of skill now. Can you get your Drow Ranger out of the big AoE Doom? If yes, they win. If no, they lose.
We're going to have to wait and see as we close even closer onto these 60-minute items. A long first game. We said these two teams decently matched, and they're definitely giving us a good game.
They really are. I thought this game was done at least 3 times now. I don't know if it's because it's game 1 they don't want to throw. You know, I know we heard, chat didn't hear it, but we had a little pre-game interview, and 2Sams 2 Sexy want a quick 2-0 to get to the pub and watch the football. This is anything but a quick 2-0.
Indeed, I think this is going to be quite a long one. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 2-1 either side this time. They're moving in towards this top lane. Clinks immediately recognizing that. Does TP back to base, so out of dodge, at least for now. Both teams, it feels like, playing towards this next Roche.
They are, although this Drow has a DD bottled up, so they're probably going to look to do something with it. I wouldn't be surprised. They don't really have much to do, though. Wongs are sort of just sat on each other, cuddling. There's the Tormentor. Here it is.
Yeah, this is pretty free for Fish and Chryson to take. And immediately Fish puts down that big old iceberg. Tormentor goes down, but everyone has shards, so it's just a bit of gold.
Yeah, it's just a deny take at this point. Like, you've got nothing else to do, why not?
Here comes the Fiend's Grip. It's out onto the Doom. There's the ult from a Voxo popped early. Shirks as well with the Doom. He's onto Mr. Crest. Crest going to go down to start this fight off. The follow-up Doom is there as well onto Corey, but Corey evades the first hit in the back lines. They're onto a Voxo, forced to use all of his defense abilities on himself, but it's not enough as he goes down. That's no buyback. Shirks, no buyback either. Go here onto Coral. Coral tries to get away from them, but walks into the roots. Coming up from Corey, it's a 4-for-1, and he buys back, which means that's just Nagy left alive. Nagy jumping left, jumping right, trying to stay alive. Drops off that Yules. He needs to live here, and he cannot. And that might just be it. And GG is called. Game 1 going towards the side of 2Sams 2 Sexy.
Oh, finally, I feel like this game should have ended like 20 minutes ago. That was a rough go. The Bane got the catch, and then Doom kind of popped everything and ran in and didn't really get much from it. So I think, obviously, we've spoke about this Doom a lot in the last 10 minutes. I think him not getting the perfect go just makes that really difficult for them. And, I mean, we saw the outcome.
I gotta say, it's not something I've said about 2Sams 2 Sexy all too often this season, but Solar Crest, I think, really was the difference maker in this game. Some really pivotal Bane goes there. It's not a hero we've seen him on a whole lot, but really impressive. Folks, this is a best of 3 series. We'll be live with Game 2 in just a few minutes. We will see you then. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone in between, we are live for Game 2 of the Irish Dota League Season 7 Division 1 Upper Brackets. Winner of this game goes on to play in the Grand Finals Division 1, loser playing against Business Mices. I am Runtel alongside Reese on the cast and Big Man Anti. Game 1, if you didn't catch it, was a decisive victory for the side of Two Sams, Too Sexy, but a long game, Reese, that went all the way to 55 minutes.
Well, I have heard that Sams do have a problem with finishing, so hot off the press.
That would not surprise me. They are non-committal, nonchalant boys. Let's see if they can bring it back into the second game. Let's take a quick look at these bans. So, Two Sams, Too Sexy, both games prioritize the Darkseer ban first. We've seen some good performances from Shirks. Do you think this hero is all that at the moment? There's a bit of discussion about this in the Irish Dota League.
It's not bad. I think it's kind of strange that they're first banning SF and Drow, knowing the Darkseer is going to be banned. I guess I just don't want to play against them in this off lane. Maybe Shirk's just saying he can't play into them. Who knows?
To be fair, Fish so good on the SF in all of his series so far this league, and we saw last game what happens when you give him Drow, so not entirely, judgeable in that instance. They pick up the first pick Hoodwink here on Two Sams, Too Sexy. Kryson looking good out in the first game, and we were talking a bit about it last game. We would have liked to have also seen it from Wongs.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Two Sams, Too Sexy have first pick, so Wongs cannot take it. That's a pick.
Indeed it is. It is almost certainly Shirks. It's his second most played hero throughout the whole league. We haven't seen Nagy play it a whole lot, so probably just the pause 3 first pick.
Bro's confident. He says, pass me my hero, slam it in, give me what I want. That's it.
Do you think it's a particularly good hero at the moment?
Well, I mean, I did have some Divine Armor issues into it, if you remember.
Of course.
So, he set the world record for Primal Beast damage in that game. So I've got a bit of PTSD. So, yes, it's okay. It's not like, I don't think it's first pickable generally, but in these kind of leagues, potentially.
I mean, when you have 7k MMR and everyone else in the game, it perhaps looks a little bit better than it should.
That's true. It was into a Meepo as well, specifically. But we're not on about that game. We're on about this game. I have seen some good performances by Shirks. In fact, I think the series the other day, right? The one game they did win in Kobold was with Primal Beast. I might be wrong.
He's definitely good in this hero. I've seen him play it in the past, and it definitely suits his playstyle. It's kind of like, Timber Saw, but somewhat meta, is the way that I'm kind of seeing this pick for them right now. They like having Shirks on a hero that can kind of draw attention away from these strong farming cores. The next pick for Wongs is going to be the Tusk. It could be a Voxo. It could be Maniac. It's more likely Maniac than a Voxo.
Again, I don't like this hero personally myself. I don't see it do all that much. I mean, I'm happy to be proven wrong. Again, it is a flex pick. It's okay into Hoodwink. It's not too bad. And they take the Ember again. I do like this pick. I think Ember Spirit is up there on... He's probably S to A tier mid laner right now.
It's also just very heavily contested between these two mid laners. It is, I think, Nagy's best mid laner. Definitely with a Solar Crest back. And then the next pick is a little strange. It's going to be the Kez.
Fish is confident. He sees his matchup, right? He's expecting this Tusk to be 4 again. There's not a lot of 4s that are gonna make this Kez difficult. Again, I don't want to keep banging on. Voxo has a pet hate about people banging on about techies. It's probably one of the better 4s into Kez, in my opinion. But I don't... assuming this isn't Tusk 4, Kez knows his lane. He knows it's a free matchup. He's fine with it.
I mean, the other things we've seen Maniac on, the Ringmaster, the Rubik, the Tusk, the Willow. If it's not him on the 4, do you think Ringmaster, Rubik, or Willow deals with this well?
Willow can be a pain for Kez. It goes well. Again, Ringmaster can be. There are heroes that can be annoying. I don't think there's anything that's going to specifically stop Kez from playing the game.
There's a hero that is drawing a bit of prevalence recently, but not one we've seen for Wongs for quite some time. It's going to be the Viper pickup.
Viper is
10 seconds remaining.
it's probably just the mid matchup, really, right? They see mid into mid. They just want to make sure that Nagi destroys this lane again.
Sensible enough, but it's a very tempo lineup so far from Wongs with the Primal Beast and the Viper. You know, two heroes that peak early enough. They're going to need to pick something that can push with this, right?
Probably. I mean, you do have the Viper Shard later.
Yeah.
Primal does a surprising amount of damage. I don't know if that's you pissing in the background, or if Anti's running the tap potentially.
I think that's Anti on the tap, not me. I was going to ask you the same. Okay, the stream can't hear it, so it's all good.
Stream can't hear it. We said nothing. Anyway, Primal does a surprising amount of damage to towers. Is it an 8? Actually, I think it's 30% more building damage. So he does whack these towers more than you'd think.
So they might have the push capable of putting up a more tempo lineup, and they go for the Avoxo Disruptor. This is an interesting one. So I was looking at the stats before this game. Avoxo 4 games on Disruptor in the last month in, tournament games, 0 wins so far. But as a Disruptor lover, he is by far my favorite hero. I love to see this hero come back into prevalence.
I would say that looking at the win rates on the stats for Wongs currently probably isn't a great indication. They've been struggling a little bit more than they'd like to have done. Most of the times they're playing against teams with higher average MMR, so it's not necessarily a flame. But I think looking at purely win rate probably isn't a good representative of how individuals play.
I also don't think that Disruptor is amazing right now. As a Disruptor spammer, as someone who loves this hero, obviously I play in a lot lower Mars than these teams. But when you're picking the Disruptor, you want to pick it with something that can stably win the lane by itself. Your Thunderstrike is not what it used to be. It can enable a ranged core specifically very well. But when you're playing with melee cores on Disruptor right now, it just doesn't feel like you can win the lane as easily as you used to. And what's more, so much of support right now is based around the save idea that I just don't love the hero as much as I used to. Next pick for 2 Sams, they're just going to go the Underlord again.
Yeah, I mean, this is Corey special now. He's got 3 hero pool. Just rotates 1 hero in. This time it's Underlord. He's probably got TikTok going or something. Like some Subway Surfers on the side.
You can see him doing that. He's just rapid, swiping on Tinder between games, hoping he
Probably.
finds a nice bath lady for the night out.
I did hear he actually pays for the Tinder Premium. Tinder, is it Gold?
I feel like if I was a single man, I'd do the same.
Would you?
It feels like a noble investment. I don't know how bad it is without it. It's been a while since old Run and Tell has been single, but I'm sure that they're designed in such a way that it's mode misery if you don't have it.
Most likely. I know Corey again as a handsome man probably doesn't need it, but it's more of a want than a need. He wants people to know that he pays for it.
To be fair, I would be in the same position, but does anyone in Bath not have the money to buy that kind of shit? It's a posh city.
They actually have regional pricing, so there it's like 200 a month or something for it.
Nice. Even better. 2 Sams, 2 Sexies putting out all their final bans onto the pause 1, expecting the Viper to be on Nagi in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Wongs putting out some support bans. They ban out the techies. Other big Solar Crest heroes that remain, the Shadow Demon is the one that's speaking to me right now, and it's speaking Chinese, Reese.
Good for it, I suppose. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this Viper could still be a flex pick. And I think if they have put this Viper into Underlord, Underlord is going to have a little bit of a sad time.
10 seconds
The other Sam Solar Crest hero that's gone untouched is the Earth Spirit. Do you think it's playable from 5?
This is a very good hero. I don't know if it's... Oh, wow, okay.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm gonna assume it's Kotl 5,
Yeah, it has to be. It's an Ember.
and unless Solar Crest has decided he's becoming an Ember 5. They may have seen the matchup to Viper and just gone, this is an unwinnable matchup, and they might be putting Solar Crest on Pos 5 Ember. Is my out the box potential theory. Now the easy one is just to say it's going to be support Kotl with a Hoodwink. They're just going to put Kotl top or something. Kotl with Underlords, push out the waves.
I will say that
You may now
Solar Crest has played a lot of Coddle, but he always plays it.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so Korra 1 Doom is the choice they end up going for. It's going to be Nagi on the Viper. It's going to be Shirks on the Primal. Voxo and Disruptor is expected. Mr. Maniac on the Tusk. Meanwhile, on the side of Sam's Too Sexy, the Pause 1 is going to be Fish and the Kez. The 2 is going to be Maeve Wiley. 3 is going to be Corey. 4 is going to be Chryson on the Hoodwink. And the Solar Crest 5 Coddle. This is a hero he plays a lot mid, but one we very rarely see 5 these days.
Yeah, it's more of a 4 pickup really, and the benefit to the Kotl 4, obviously you can push the waves out. You're just spamming your mana probably on Corey. You can make a lot of stacks. You can actually farm really quickly.
10 seconds.
I would expect Solar Crest to maybe take up a little bit more of the farming support role here than Kryzen. I think Coral is going to farm just fine in this lane. There's probably a couple of kill pickoffs if Corey steps up too much with the glimpse. But in general, like I said, so Corey's never going to have mana issues. He's just going to get level 3, press Q on the waves, and then get topped up. And then they go again. So I
So
think
you're anticipating Crest moving into the 4 position this game out of the 5.
I would expect so from a Kotl. Or not necessarily move into the position, but probably just take a bit more of the priority.
Yeah, feels sensible enough. It's a
Yeah.
weird final pick.
It is. I guess the blind is good into the Tusk. You can.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I was saying Solar Crest is going to top Coria. It's obviously not Crest with Corey. I mean, it might be, but if the lanes are normal, it's going to be Solar Crest with Fish. In which case, I think the lane is not as good.
This is what I'm thinking. You know, Kryzen and Solar Crest are both flexible players between 4 and 5. So I think they might just switch the positioning this lane. I think that would be the most sensible choice they can go for. But we're going to have to wait and see, folks. Reminder, this is game 2 of a best of 3 series. If Wongs lose this one, they're into the lower bracket finals against the Ukrainian stack, the Business Mices. If they win this one, they are through to a game 3. What are you thinking after this draft, Mr. Reese?
Ooh. I'm thinking that this is going to be on how bad the mid beatdown goes. Both teams are going to know that this lane should not go well for the Amber Spirit. Like, if this lane goes well for him, something has gone very wrong. And so, it's going to start already. He might just die level 1.
Indeed, but they do have Solar behind him as well as that big old Firestorm. The shards expire, and now it's Shirks who's in some trouble, getting the right clicks rained onto him. Here comes the Acorn. That's going to be enough. Fish getting the first blood onto Shirks.
Yeah, that's not going to feel good at all. That's going to feel really bad. Fish now starts the lane with regen and a stick. It's surprising just how bad that went, but then again, walking high ground, nighttime, pre-minute, 0.
I feel
It's
like
a
in
risky
90%
round.
of games, like, you know, you get a shard onto someone, it's instant kill, but when you have the Firestorm and the Cuddle Blast from outside it, it becomes so much harder to contest in those kind of situations. In fact, Cuddle not even leveling the blast, going for the Blinding Light instead.
Yes, leveling the blinding light. So you don't generally go Illuminate until level 3. You go 0, 1, 1, and then max out Illuminate.
Hang on, they're going here into Nagi. Solar Crest chasing him down, has the Blinding Light ready to go. A lot of damage being put onto the Viper. He's been pushed back. The first blood might become a second blood as they take down the Viper. Voxo is here at least to punish Chryson, one would hope. But in fact, no, it's Corey moving in onto the Disruptor. So 2 bad level 1 initiations here for the side of Wongs.
You know, that was really, really good. And then Solar Crest just sat mid and sapped Maeve Wiley's first level.
He's a greedy boy.
So in fact, Maeve Wiley, despite being part of a First Blood and also getting a full wave to himself, is not level 2. So this whole kill Viper first hasn't actually netted as much positive as it should. Still good though. It's still good to start off the game like this.
Indeed it is, and Corey able to play a little bit more aggressive. Trouble here for Kryzen potentially, but Avoxo does not have that glimpse ready. Went for the level 1 into the Thunderstrike, as you should. But little he can do against the Hoodwink consequentially.
Yeah, I don't like this Q first, but then again, I'm not a disruptor player, so I don't know what feels good. It just looks like it costs a lot of mana and doesn't really do much.
I disagree somewhat. As a hardcore disruptor spammer, but a bad Dota player. I will say when you're laning with a core like Doom that needs to catch up with people, the big thing is the slow. It makes a huge difference in terms of being able to keep up that constant vision on people when you're trying to right click them down against a support like Hoodwink. I don't hate the level 1 Q. It was probably taken for the first blood attempt, but I still don't hate it. But one thing I do like is in the mid lane, the Ember Spirit deciding he doesn't want to play the lane and is immediately just dragging waves.
Yep, it's the only way he can play this. He's doing it right. I think he's meant to be taking it further around the tower, not under tower like this. What he's doing here feels bad. It probably doesn't matter in the long run, to be honest.
Yeah, like Viper getting off a few denies there, but considering how bad it could be going right now for Maeve Wiley, he's probably happy enough with this one, right?
I think he's potentially doing better in this lane than he did in the last lane. He's actually hit head on CS.
Crazy that he's able to pull this off. A really good play from Maeve Wiley. Back on his bullshit. Avoxo gets off the Thunderstrike onto Kryson, does a lot of damage, still right-clicking down, has the glimpse ready as well. Kryson started to walk away, but trying to hold his ground here to not be caught out by that glimpse. Meanwhile, the Doom is forced under the tower by the Underlord, so unable to do anything to stop that pressure. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Fish off to an absolute stormer on the Kaz.
You know, I've thought about this Cottle pick more, and the more I think about it, the better it is, actually. Tusk cannot... Well, you can use E, but, like, you have 40% blind, or 45% blind. So tag team is kind of useless, and you see he actually hasn't leveled it. This Primal Beast cannot onslaught because, again, he will just knock him out with Blinding Light. And we say it. There we go, it saves him there.
Yeah, it's an interesting pick here, and it enables Fish to pick up that courier. 20-5 so far on the Kaz. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Kryson does go down to Avoxo and Koro. And Corey could be in some trouble here as well. Avoxo has the glimpse up in 10 seconds. Not quite fast enough to be able to threaten down the Underlord, but showing themselves to be very strong in the safe lane, unlike last game.
Yeah, I wonder if Kryzen... Oh, okay, he's TPing to stack. Does he get it? Oh, he gets one of them, I think.
Yeah, I think he gets
No, he doesn't.
Ooh.
He misses them both. That's not 12 KA behavior.
Really isn't. In the meantime, Corey getting a lot of pressure put on him by Koro. One thing that's nice that they have is the Inferno Blade HP percentage damage. Very nice. Hang on, they're trying to punish Maeve Wiley here, who went for another creep skip. They don't connect there with the use of the Snowball, which enables Maeve Wiley to teleport out towards his own tower. But in the meantime, Koro does take down Corey in this bottom lane, and Kryson also in some trouble. They do at least get the trade onto Avoxo, but not the trade you want.
Particularly, although I think this mid shenanigans hasn't really helped. So, because of what they did in dragging the waves, like the wave went under tower, and now you're seeing a double wave is going to be under Maeve Wiley's tower. So, assuming he recognizes this, he should be at the mid lane now to pick it up. Just drag it under the tower. He should be fine.
Koro needs to be careful here. Very low on the big old Doom. Gets hit up with the Bushwhack. No connection there with the Acorn. Solar Crest is in. Lunatic goes to the dive onto Maeve Wiley. Level 5 up on the Viper. So no Viper Strike yet, but it should still be enough to finish off this Ember. And it is. And then the 6 is gained from the kill there, which enables him to turn onto Solar Crest. 2 quick kills for Nagi, and Nagi starting to take over this mid lane considerably now.
I think that was a mistake. He went and farmed a camp and came to the lane low. And then the death actually gave Nagi 6 to then kill off Solar Crest. Just a bit of a series of unfortunate events, and it was the catapult wave, and so his tower will be gone.
Indeed, as that mid tower does go down, Avoxo attempts the glimpse there onto the Hoodwink, but pretty much a melee glimpse at that point. Not much he can glean from that one. They do scan, and they scan onto the Coddle. They do know that Maeve Wiley is being backed up here. Kez is the one kind of saving vision right now for the side of 2 Sam 2 Sexy, but the offlane, the safe lane, so the offlane, the mid lane, thoroughly won at this point.
Yeah, it is last pick Doom. Like, he knew his lane matchup. You would hope that the last pick carry is going to win. That being said, it's not won as well as the Kez into Primal lane. Like, this is a beat down by the looks of it.
Glimpse ready from Avoxo here, ready to press it whenever he wants. Corey in some trouble. Coral, though, getting a little bit low on the Doom. Needs to be very careful. Almost a melee Glimpse again. Still enough, though, where they are able to finish off Corey. And Chryson does get the follow-up onto Avoxo. Meanwhile, top lane, Fish has level 6. He's charging into Shirk. Solarcrest is with him. Here comes the 7-minute rune fight. You have 6 on this Kez. I don't think Lunatic can fight this. As he starts taking the right clicks, coming out from Fish. Solo on the front lines. Here comes Nagi. This might make a difference. The break is there onto him, but there is the invis to try and get away from it. Solarcrest is able to bink out Mr. Lunatic and get that kill. But in the meantime, in the bottom lane, they force so many rotations that it means they are able to take down Coral without a Voxo able to respond.
How did Solarcrest kill Lunatic? It must have just been blinding light, right? But that
It was a right click at the very end.
Wow, okay. That feels kind of bad then. They rotate this many and he still gets a kill. It's a good it's a good job that they recognized Kez was going for it though and they contested it, otherwise that could have felt very, very bad for them. But Chryson has got 6 pre 8 minutes. He's going to go back. I would expect him to TP somewhere, maybe even to kill the Doom, but I'd expect him to maybe TP to another lane and find a kill with it.
My concern right now is for the Disruptor. As a lifelong Disruptor stan, 500 games of Disruptor on Mr. Run and Tell here. My concern is that this hero is not easy to play from behind. And that the further behind you get, the more useless Disruptor feels. And he needs a lot more net worth than the opposing supports to feel useful. Even just only having level 2 on the Glimpse right now feels horrendous at 8 minutes.
It does. I will say this game, there is a bit more value to Glimpse than most games. Anytime someone comes through a portal, straight back. Even Ember Spirit, like you waste a lot of his time by glimpsing him, making him use another Remnant to jump back in. Kez as well.
Lunatic caught out there by the Bushwhack. Fish tries to get the last hit, but Chryson's Bushwhack too strong, too hard to last it. Another quick kill, and Fish, it looks like he's moving in towards the mage there. Coral tries to make it go, as does Shirks. Great use there of the invis from the Raven's Veil. Gets himself out of that one. Shows himself, though, and there's the glimpse coming out from a Voxo, and it catches out onto the Kez. Not the play you wanted there from the big old Kez, but can they get the follow-up, and can they keep the Kez alive? It actually feels like they will. The tip comes out, but perhaps the tip a little bit too early. They will take down Chryson here, who walks into the fucking Viper. But in any actuality, they're probably pretty cool with that, considering Fish could have died there.
Yeah, Voxo was with a really premature tip. He tips him and then walks away. In the middle of that as well, we've got to flame Solar Crest a little bit. He does Chakra Magic his Kez, who is doomed. So cannot cast spells anyway. But maybe he knew he wasn't going to die. Maybe Solar Crest is actually Oracle.
Who knows? Who knows? He can tell the future. You just gotta wait a while until he tells you what the prediction is. Go on to Corey. They do have the Glimpse here, and a lot of damage now coming out from this Doom. Corey could be in some trouble. Glimpse is ready. There it is, but not enough yet. And Solar Crest comes in to try and punish this. Doesn't feel like they have the tools to do so. Solar Crest walking in with the Blinding Light. They can't connect on the Inferno Blades as a direct result of that Blinding Light, though, so he is able to walk away from that one.
I think he's very lucky that Infernal Blade didn't hit, or he was about to lose a lot of health.
Yeah, I think he's just dead in that instance, right?
Maybe not dead, but he is definitely not healthy. And because of the percentage chance, it's more likely to hit than not hit. So he is RNG praying right now.
Indeed he is. Kryson just trying to control this triangle area and not let them get up any stacks. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, here comes the attacks. They're out into Solar Crest. The channel is there with the Illuminate, but it's not Naganum's Illuminate, so he's just going to go down very quickly.
Don't need Aghanims to heal anymore. It's just
damn.
ult. It's just
He doesn't have that
ulti.
either.
Yep, he doesn't have level 6, yeah, which is maybe a bigger flame.
Yes, perhaps. Coral, though, without his support, is starting to be pressured out in this bottom lane. Take a look at these net worths. What? Go ahead.
I need to just click on the tusk for me right now.
Hand of Midas. You're not that far ahead, brother. As we see in the bottom lane, as they lose their Tusk as well as Koro on the Doom, and Avoxo now in some trouble. The rotation with Maeve Wiley is successful. Here comes Nagi, though. Nagi wants to end this one. Tries to dodge out the Viper Strike there with the Ember Spirit. There's the ult coming out from Avoxo to try and save them. He does actually dodge out the ult coming out from the Viper, and now there goes Nagi, and there goes Oracle. It is a 4 for 2 across the map. They luckily do take out Fish solo on Shirks in the top lane, somewhat stemming the bleeding. But not much.
I mean, that's a really good kill for Shirks. I'm not too sure how he did it. Maybe knocked him out of his... I don't know what stupid Kes spells are. Never mind, there's a Doom Bomb.
Indeed, there is going to be very quick death here for the Ember. They'll probably get the deny here,
He's not dead. Oh, he is?
Here comes the deny?
He's...
No, he lives.
No. Oh, no. He had 20 health at the end, and the last tick did 22 damage. If he'd wanded before it, or even earned for like 0.2 seconds, he's okay. It's such a shame.
I would have thought Solar Crest, the mathematician, the top in his grade in Australia, as he told me many times in our road trip. I thought he would have done the math. Does Kryson know how to do math? Who knows? In comes the snowball. It's onto Solar Crest. Solar Crest could be in some trouble here. Big blast, though, and in comes Fish with the Raptor dance. He's onto Lunatic, doing a lot of damage there. Good glimpse onto the collar to stop him, but Lunatic should be going down here. Fish able to get that kill, and now Kryson, he's on top of Avoxo. Avoxo should go down, and indeed he does. 2 quick kills, make that a 3 for 0 with the tower taken in this bottom lane, nullifying most of the effects that solo kill got for them.
Yeah, this is feeling kind of rough. He's now got a TP queued up on Tusk. He's decided he doesn't want the Midas. Maybe he's just showboating for the stream, Maybe he was never really going to buy it. Shirks is close on his, though. So he's looking to be active fairly early. They have the Boots of Travel on the Viper. They're looking to really make some space for this Doom by the looks of it.
Indeed they are. About 20 seconds until the Wisdom Runes. Nobody ready for it on the side of 2 Sams, 2 Sexy, but seems like Shirk's going to position himself to take this one quite quickly and then immediately join up for a smoke.
Yeah, they're on the way. And Maeve Wiley's sitting there. He's looking submissive in the top lane, waiting.
Indeed he is. His butt is thoroughly open. Here comes the ult out from Mr. Nagi. It's onto this big Kez, but the follow-up ulti from Avoxo means they take him down immediately. But here are the cavalry. Really nice hit coming out there from Corey. It means they are able to take out Nagi in exchange and Avoxo. So it's a 2 for 1 in this mid lane. And another tower with that atrophy aura likely to go down thereafter.
Yeah, not Shirks has anything to say about it.
Big pulverize coming out from Shirks, but here's the follow-up once again with the Stump of the Hoodwink, doing a lot of damage to Shirks. The Taylor diff is not diffing right now, but Maeve Wiley now coming in with the DD rune. Could do a lot in this fight. Here comes Shirks once again, but there is the root coming out from Corey, and there is the chains coming out from Maeve Wiley. They chop down Shirks, and Maeve Wiley gets that kill with the DD. There's the tip. It's onto Shirks.
Who do you think a tip at this point is going to mentally damage the most on Wongs?
Maniac.
Oh, well, never mind, 'cause he's going to get a kill.
Yeah, nice quick kill onto Koro. Trying to Fish.
He's got Midas money. Don't you buy that blink, Lunatic. You can't tease us now. I'm on Moth. Oh, boring. He's queued the blink up. Whatever.
Very boring. But a big pickup from that fight as well is you do get the money for the Radiance for the Doom. So he's now going to be very, very strong here onto Koro with that pause 1 Doom. Going to be farming up a Storm, and feels like the next 5 minutes or so are going to be a little bit tricky with those blink timings coming out from the side of Wongs.
I want to point out the Hoodwink's items, though. He's rushing Lotus Orb, which I think this may possibly be one of the best Lotus Orb games I've seen in a long time.
And you have it for Glimpse, you have it for Thunder, you have it for
Glimpse.
Snowball.
Glimpse, you don't care
Doom?
because that's that you're going back anyway. Pulverize, he cannot use Pulverize. Snowball, we all know he gets re-snowballed. It's really good. Oh, sorry, Shirks, we spoke over your death. Viper
DBD.
Strike, huge. If you Viper Strike the Viper back, he's a useless creep. If you somehow Lotus Orb the Doom, again, incredible. It's a really good pickup.
I gotta say, both games, Corey looking very impressive on the Underlord.
It's Underlord, man. Let's not glaze him too much.
True. He presses Q, he presses W, he wins the team fight, but really has looked good, but less good is this Kez, who is most likely going to go down here. Here comes Corey with the attempted save, but a nice snowball coming out there from Maniac. Will still mean that Coral probably goes down here. There's the ult. It's onto Mr. Crest. He's in trouble. Lunatic does get the blink away, but they lose Coral in the meantime. Still, big hero advantage here for Wong's Bakery, but in comes this Underlord. They chop down a Voxo. Now they get the Sharpshooter. The Snowball save is not there on time. It is there on time to kill off Solar Crest, but not there on time to save this team fight. It's going to be a 4 for 3 with a triple kill there coming out for big ol' Corey.
Nagi was trying his best to kill off the Solar Crest Kotl there. The very last second, a Kotl Blast comes through, heals him for like 300 health or something. He doesn't live from the end of it, but like he does bait this Viper into staying too long.
It's got to be said, they've looked very good in the supports of two Sams, and that's where the net worth difference lies right now. The Hoodwink at 5.5k, the Kotl at 4.2. You never want to be lowest net worth in the game as a distro. It just feels fucking horrendous.
Look at his inventory.
Oh man, I've been here. I've been here too many times. It's a rough position to be in, especially with level 8.
It's really sad. And look at this sentry he's walking over now. They know there's vision here, but this really nicely placed Obs just isn't getting dewarded.
Indeed, they probably saw the place there of the vision themselves, so we'll be able to claim it on the next push. And Avoxo on this distro. It's looking harder and harder. Solar Crest comes in. He's onto Nagi. There's the blast as well. And he has Maeve Wiley coming in as well with the use here of that vessel. They might finish off Solar Crest. They actually don't because he has the wand. And it's another kill onto Nagi. His Viper Snowball is piddling out in the heat.
Yeah, it's more of like a slushy at this point.
Indeed it is. Attempted go there onto Fish, hoping to get the big use of the Glimpse, but it's not there in time, which means that Corey's able to pop down that Fiend's Gate, come in, and secure a kill onto a Voxo.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This game is looking a lot more one-sided.
Indeed it is. 5k net worth lead, and it's not done yet as Corey comes in once again. He's everywhere. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. It's Corey on the Underlord, and now he has finished up a Lotus of his own.
Yeah, good item. Wait, Corey has?
Oh, the Hoodwink? The Hoodwink has it.
Yeah, it's the Hoodwink's Lotus.
Pretty fucking strong.
We had a whole 60-second segment on this. Keep up, come on.
Well, you said they were picking it up on the cores. The Hoodwink, I suppose, is not a core. So perhaps they are going to be building it on multiple heroes this game, one would imagine. But it's looking pretty fucking good so far.
Yep, really good item.
Smoke comes out now from two Sams. They're going to reveal it with this Kotl Blast in the mid lane, one would think. You can see the direction of it. They are moving towards the bottom lane. If they catch Nagi again here, Reese, I think it might be curtains.
Yeah, you're saying Disruptor being lower on net worth is rough. Viper being lower on net worth is maybe even worse.
They immediately make the go. It's onto Coral instead of Viper. There goes the big Kotl Blast. It's enough to kill him off immediately at the start of this fight on the Doom. The follow-up onto the Disruptor before you get the ult off as well. And now very minimal HP to work with here for the Viper. Viper goes down. It's a 3 for 0 so far. The Snowball rolls, but it rolls him to his own death. Godlike for Corey as they take another kill and an 8k net worth lead.
Maybe it is time to queue the Midases up. Maybe it is. This draft is a very tempo draft, but you do still have a late game Ember plus a late game Kez and a late game Underlord to deal with. And you guys only really have Doom that can contest this. Like late game Viper is good, but not when you're this far behind.
Yeah, I have to say, if we're going to say which lineup is more tempo, I think the side with the Disruptor, Primal, plus Viper is probably the one that you look for.
Yeah. Disruptor's baiting, looking for glibs. What?
Yeah, and he gets it, but he gets the Invis Me there afterwards. They do have the detection there with the Doom. Corey's coming in, though. They want to still fight this. Here comes the Blast from Solar. It's not there in time, and Corey choosing not to complete that TP.
Yeah, they've done a good job in dooming Fish this game. Fish has been caught out a little bit. Maybe he's just not expecting these glimpses to come in. Possibly keep him in the game.
Most certainly. Still tough, though. 7k at 21 minutes. They are moving a Voxel Lunatic into this top lane. Could be trouble here for the Ember. A Voxo, no ultimate at this moment, so unable to get the Static Storm onto the Ember, which is so critical. So it doesn't feel like the Ember is going to be under too much fear here. Kryson, though, hanging on the side of Shirks. He might be able to solo him here, you know. If he can get off the Bushwhack. He blinks onto the 21-minute rune here on Shirks. Wants to try and steal it. There's the teleport, but it's read by Kryson perfectly. A guess onto Shirks. Doesn't connect there with either the blast or the use of the sharpshooter. But Shirk's still in a lot of trouble. Fish coming in, trying to get the last in this one. Good blink away there from Shirks. In the meantime, Maeve Wiley does go down to the Doom. The Doom is not expended in order to do that as well, because he used it in the last fight, and they don't connect onto Shirk. So a good passage of play there for Wong's Bakery, but it will lead them right into this Torm.
Yeah, I don't really know how Shirks didn't die there. It's just kind of walked it off. Firstly, it was a great bushwhack. I don't think they had vision of it.
No.
Well, that's a nice shot to get. Really nice shot to get for a support Kotl. It gives... It ups the heal from 70% to 100% on your Illuminate, and it gives you 2 solar bind charges. It's just
if you look at how
impressive.
Like how Solar Crest has itemized this game, he's gone for that Holy Locket, so those heals are going to be even more effective. DD on a Voxo, but he could be in some trouble here. Shown there from the Hoodwinks, they know that he's there. They're moving it instead towards Maniac in this mid lane. They pop the Raptor Dance on Fish there, try and get a kill on the wave. Potential jump here from the Underlord. They don't catch onto Lunatic. Lunatic is hit there with the Solar Bind and the use of the blast, but it's not him they want. It's the Doom they want. The Doom is in huge trouble here. Chopped down with a sharpshooter. Voxo goes with the ultimate. It catches out 2 heroes, but not useful while Maeve Wiley is able to do so much here. The Viper does get the breakout. It's on to Corey, but Voxo, like going the first one going down this fight, Kryson with a triple kill there as they take down the Viper as well. It's a 4-for-1, and all of a sudden we're looking at a 10k lead at 23 minutes. Very different to last game.
I'm going to say it again. Solar Crest, and I know his ego would never say this is anything but intentional. He keeps just finding himself in these really bad positions, and then somehow he baits the entire of Wongs to go on him instead of being where they should be.
I think if he was any other offlaner other than Underlord, it's not a problem, but Underlord both games has just immediately jumped on all of these goes.
It's nothing to do with that. Solar Crest was under their tier 2 just dying, and because he was there, they all decided to go on him instead of saving their Doom.
It's worth noting as well, very quickly, Kryson 13-3 on the Hoodwink.
Yeah, he's having a good game. He's actually overtaken Nagi on net worth.
Jesus Christ. This is a farmed Hoodwink. Pause comes out from Maeve Wiley. Come on. Voxo.
He wants out by the looks of it.
Indeed he does. I mean, you got to think about this. It's a tough game for Wongs. They had a tough loss in the first game as well. They say OG and they unpause and they go onto the Roshan. Should be uncontested here. But they have smoked in the Viper. He is nearby. They don't take this very quickly. The scan is out. Here they come. Wongs want to contest this one. The double root is out. It's onto the Doom as well as onto the Disruptor. There goes the blast. Shirk steals the Aegis as well as the kill on the Roshan. A huge fight here for the Bakery. Can they do much with it? Kryson sitting these back lines on the Hoodwink, seeing what he can do. Out comes the Pit of Malice from Corey on the Underlord. It's onto Coral. They need to get this kill on Coral. Maeve Wiley is making sure that they get it. The Doom is popped on him before he dies, though. There's the Pulverize. 1-2. Skitty do, but Solar Crest, the giant blast in the back lines. So they would take out a double kill, but still not looking amazing for the side of 2 Sams here. as they're going to lose Chryson likely on this left side. Solarcrest continuously healing himself, keeping himself alive, but not going to be enough. There's the Viper Blast. It's on to Corey. Corey is bumped away by Shirks. They steal the Aegis, they get the Roche kill, and they get a 4-for-3 fight, and all of a sudden, 4k of that net worth lead is immediately melted, Reese.
Yeah, Fish just got caught in the pit. I don't know if they thought they were stronger than they were, or... And there he says halftime it is.
Indeed it is. They attempt to go there onto Coral. Coral pops the BKB, so a quick one baited there with the use there of the Veil coming out from this Kez. It's still AK.
It was a really good go from Shirks, actually. He got himself in the right place. He sort of dislodged Fish. Obviously, he got the Aegis.
Got the Roche kill too?
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
Indeed we will.
Maybe this gets them back into the game. More importantly, though, you said that Kryzen was going to die, and then 2 seconds later, he gets a kill solo onto a Voxo. So...
I mean, what can you do? This guy's just too good, man. I don't know what to say. This guy in all of our series I've watched him play this season, he has looked incredible. Voxo could be in some trouble here. Hit up with the Solar Blast. There's the Kez as well. Goes for the kinetic field, but it's going to be in vain as he goes down on the Disruptor. Quite a lot of gold as well going towards Fish there off the back of that kill.
3-2-2. Exactly 3-2-2.
A perfect kill. They now pressure in towards this bottom lane. They have the Kez there. It's a 4 versus 5 at the moment, but they do have the Aegis up on this big old scary Primal Beast, who has seemed like the glimmer of hope that Wongs need.
Yeah, I think the main problem is they don't ever really want to focus this Primal anyway. So it might just be a case of ignore him, kill everybody else regardless. But Shirks might be able to just put himself in the front line now, not care if he dies a little bit more, try and tank a few of these ganks.
DD might take a look over these networks though. It's the big ol' Underlord who's looking very scary at this moment. Corey with a finished off Mjolnir, now building in towards the pipe. And he has that pipe online, that kill threat becomes a little bit less scary.
Pipe is such a boring item. I don't know what's happened to him. I think he's getting old on Corey.
Shirks needs to be careful here. Caught out immediately by Fish as well as by Chryson. So much damage coming in from that Raptor dance. There goes the Aegis. No heroes nearby to bail him out either. His best bet is getting through the Underlord portal at this point. Pops the BKB though. Luckily has that ready. Is able to charge away from it. So he will stay alive, but that's the Aegis expended. Meanwhile, Voxo looks like he's in some trouble as Maeve, Wiley, and Solarcrest just pepper him in this mid lane, and down he goes.
That was a cool kill. He throws 2 remnants out, jumps to not the one of Voxo's at.
Indeed it is, just not letting him get off any sort of ultimate here on the Disruptor, not letting him get the return kills that his team desperately need right now as we face down a 9k net worth lead at 28 minutes.
Well, they're not really growing the lead much more again. Like, it was 8k sort of 4 or 5 minutes ago. They're kind of staying consistently there. Now, Coral is... I mean, he is Doom, so he should be highest net worth. But he has now overtaken Fish. There is a part where this Doom may be able to take over the game. Possibly.
I mean, it's possible. There is an Ags coming out in the Kez soon. Would you care to talk about that Kez Ags? Because it's too complex for me to understand.
Basically, normally if you cast one of Kez's abilities, then the subsequent one in the other form also goes on cooldown. But if you switch your Katana stance or Discipline, switch Discipline and use a spell within the first 3 seconds, the other spell doesn't go on cooldown.
Catch out here onto Solar Crest. He's going to be immediately chomped down by the side of Wong's Bakery, and noticing this, Fish goes into the invis form and walks away from this fight. Does not want any involvement without his coddle.
Sorry, I had to take a mental moment then after speaking about Kez.
Yeah, it's too complicated,
breaks everybody's brain. Yeah.
Too much maths, man. What do you
nerve
think is the
hero.
profile of Kez players? Like, how do you know someone's a Kez player? Like torture animals as a child, or?
I mean, possibly. I think it's probably more. You know, when you go to an event and you can just smell somebody, like from seats away.
So Asgrav and Imprint, is that one of those guys? Big Kez player?
You know, I've not had the pleasure or displeasure of ever smelling Asgrav, so I'm not going to comment on that. But if you're going to be nasty about them, I think you should take a look at yourself, you big stinker.
I'm not making declarative statements. I'm just asking questions. I think that's what the alt-right tends to do when they say things like this. So I shall follow their strategy here. I will say Asgrav saved Mr. Run and Fell when he broke his hip, so I can't say too many nasty things about him. Go here onto a Vox, so caught out immediately with the Pit of Malice, one of the ultimate with the Fiend's Gate, and now they've caught onto the Distro. The Distro is dead before the fight starts. They do get off a good Viper Strike. It's onto Solar Crest, but he gets away from it with all of those heals as well as those relocates, and now he's peppering out these Solar Blinds. We're seeing how useful that shard is right now, with them being able to be immediately popped onto two heroes. Now in comes Fish, doing so much damage to the catch. But in the back lines, here comes Corey. Ginormous use there of that big Pit of Malice. Catches out two heroes, and they're not done yet as they bring in the Ember Spirit. They want to get this Viper, and the Viper is going to go down. Buyback from a Voxo, but it feels like it's a little too late as the side of two Sams, too sexy now move into a 15k net worth lead.
There is the Ags on this Disruptor. There's a chance. Maybe they can turn it.
Ags and Disruptor without Blink feels real rough.
Never mind.
And that's why. They do get the Doom onto Corey. Corey will likely go down here. Shirks jumps on top of him. In the back lines, though, Coral is just being completely soloed by Maeve Wiley, and down he goes. There's no Ember Spirit left alive and no buyback to speak of. Shirks getting hit by this Raptor dance as well. Double kill there from Maeve Wiley. And now the base is going to be opened up.
Do you think Wongs maybe have GG on a keybind at this point between Kobold and Ideal?
GG. Disband. Who knows?
Maybe.
This could be the last time we see the five Wongs boys play together outside of Cobalt. Who knows?
Let's not be negative. I think a Voxo's here for the long run.
Yeah?
At least until he gets kicked for Camkey.
Do you think they're all being friendship and kindness right now?
Yeah, they're the OG. The OG of Dota. Of amateur Dota.
They
Always
have been
known
around
as
a very long time.
the positive flower boys is what they're known as.
It's true. And the only toxic one out of them was Camkey.
That's true. I heard the slurs he used to use.
Oh man, he's disgusting, really. Shouldn't be allowed to play in any league. Nagi tries to make the go here onto Maeve Wiley. Maeve Wiley, though, does have up the stuns. Nagi could be in some trouble here, but does have the BKB TP if he needs it. Doing as much damage as he can into Maeve Wiley. Maeve Wiley needs to be careful, but here comes Corey with the use there of the Pit of Malice. He's on top of big Nagi. In the meantime, they do actually take out a Voxo before they jump in. Maeve Wiley in some trouble, getting right-clicked down by Nagi. One more is always going to need. Dodges it, though, with the Sleight of Fist. Does end up going down. That is a big kill, but they're going to trade off Nagi for it. Fish, meanwhile, trying to fight in the bot lane. All the BKBs used here from the side of Wong's Bakery, but also the BKB used from Fish. They do take down this bottom lane barracks. There is just one barracks left alive. Sodercrest has looked very good on this Coddle. Nice follow-up catch there from Kryson as well. The silence is popped onto Primal, but not before he gets the charge away. Here comes the Yules. It doesn't feel like they can do anything thereafter, and indeed they can. So it's just two lanes of barracks and a mid laner down.
I thought Maeve Wiley was baiting Nagi. He had a remnant out the whole time. Could have remnanted away at any point. I thought he was just baiting in for Corey to come. But going down, maybe overstaying his welcome just a little bit too much. Doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of net worths, to be honest. But I mean, a lot of this net worth swing or net worth change is on the supports. I know you said it earlier. Again, Kryzen just overtaking Shirks on net worth now. Kryzen's net worth is basically the same as a Voxo's and Lunatic's.
Yeah, pretty crazy game so far from the Hoodwink. Has the Lotus Orb finished up with that Yules, as well as that Chasm Stone. And building it next towards the Wind Waker, going to give them some really important save into the Pulverize coming out from this big, scary Primal Beast, as well as into the Doom.
Yeah, this Aghanims is going to be pretty big for the Kotal, I think.
Indeed, it might be. We have
it's
Johnny
it's-
10 letters here in the chat very quickly saying, people who like to show off mechanical skill and still lose the game like to play Kez. What are your thoughts on that?
You know what? I agree. It's like people who stream Guitar Hero to 3 people on Twitch. It's just pointless. Like, what are you doing?
I feel like that could be my calling in life. I feel like I'd be a great Guitar Hero streamer.
No, you're not good enough with your fingers.
Well, you know, I could call in references. I could disagree, but alas, alack. I have a tremor in my hands, so I feel like fretting the guitar would be very easy.
Maybe you're an Invoker player then.
Perhaps one day. Jump in from Shirks is onto Corey. This is a good initial grab if they can kill him, and that is the if. And it looks like they will as they get the Viper Strike onto him. That's a big kill.
It is. They're looking for more.
Indeed they are, but in the meantime, their bottom lane is being pressured in. Someone's going to have to deal with this.
Oh, the first use of the Ags is bad. Unlucky Solar Crest. You had to show you were bad at some point.
Dire's middle tower.
No. That's a Zowning Will-O-Wisp. You wouldn't quite understand it. You're only a legend shitter.
Why are you doing a New Zealand accent?
I mean, I'm trying to pronounce my vowels. The difference between Australia and New Zealand is that one pronounces their vowels and one doesn't, right?
I thought one just had spiders and one didn't.
Dire's middle tower
I'm not sure.
has fallen.
I haven't been to either. I have no desire to go to either, to be honest with you.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
No, not New Zealand fan.
No, not really. It's just like England, but just as rainy and the accent's a little bit more annoying. Kryzen taking out the start of this fight. That's a big kill. But meanwhile, in the bottom lane, hang on. Fish is going here. They do have the catapults as well. He pops the invis, forces 2 heroes back. There goes the glimpse, but it's onto that Leo Lincoln Sphere, which is finished up for Kez right now. Shirks, he needs to get this kill here. He is juking and jiving as best he can on Fish to get away from this one. And he doesn't quite connect with the Shivas, so they can't finish off that kill there onto the Kez.
That feels like rage bait. You've got a Kez just in your base. Like, there's not even a good reason for why he's there.
Indeed, and Kez now into the fight. He's actually caught out quite early here. There's the big doom as well onto Kez. So Kez, Fish going down at the start of this fight. Disastrous start here for the side of 2Sams, 2Sexy. They don't even have Maniac here, and they're still winning it. There's a really nice use of the Bushwhack there from Kryson, though, as well as the follow-up with the Sharpshooter. This guy in the Hoodwink is just too good. It's a 3-for-1. They lose the Kez at the start of the fight, but your high net worth Hoodwink is enough to win it for you.
Well, you say high net worth Hoodwink. Look which supports higher net worth now. Solar Crest showing he wants that top spot. I feel they maybe overused spells there. Like, I get it, they wanted Kez dead. They managed to get the Doom on Kez and the Ags ulti. And so they kind of just ran out of juice when the Kez was dead to fight the rest of them, basically.
And if we take a quick look towards these buybacks, this is what's going to matter here. You've got no buyback on the Ember Spirit here. You do on the Viper, and he pops almost immediately as they start threatening into this top tower. Mega Creeps on the line. Nice use there of the kick from Lunatic. It's onto Big O Corey. But in the meantime, a Voxo going down. He is not going to be able to buy back into this fight. Not available for him at this point. And now these towers being pressured down. The barracks on their last lives. They're spitting as best they can from the Viper to keep this fight alive, but he needs to be careful here as he is up here with the Petamalas. It does look like the side of 2Sams are going to err on the side of caution here, not choose to push too far forward too fast, but force BKB there from the Viper. Otherwise, he likely dies. Maeve Wiley is not done, though. He's jumping in onto 3 heroes. 1, 2, skidadoodle-doo. But a really nice use there of the Yules coming out from Kryson once again to save this team fight. They're doing what they can to pressure onto Wongs. Fish is back. Fish is here. And he does so much damage. They catch out the Sharpshooter. It's onto the Viper. But in the meantime, the top barracks, they are fortified. So they may have to walk away for at least one more team fight. In the meantime, Roche is up. There's the ultimate with the Aghanim Scepter from a Voxo. He gets killed immediately from Solar Crest. And the Will-O-Wisp making all the difference in this fight as they do manage to kill off Koro immediately. And there goes Nagi. And that might just be GG. And GG is called. It's going to be a 2-0 in favor of the side of 2Sam, 2Sexy, who will be your first finalist of Division 1 of the Irish Dota League Season 7.
They'll be happy. They get to go watch the football now. Yeah, Two Times Too Sexy just looked like the stronger team today. I mean, Wongs showed a good first 15-20 minutes in the first game. This one, they had some life. You know, it's still a 40-minute game. It wasn't a complete stomp. I fear for Avoxo's imprint rating being 1 and 19 in that game. I do hope it's not too bad for him. You know, he's had a few bad ones recently. I think this Doom probably didn't do what they wanted to do, Run and Tell. I'm not sure if Carry Doom is being picked as much now with the innate change. They used to do more damage the higher level you were at, now it's just the level death or whatever it is. So it just felt like it didn't do as much damage. It just didn't do this Kez levels of damage, or even this Hoodwink levels of damage, really.
I think if you are going to pick the Carry Doom, you really have to pick a support that enables it. I just don't think Disruptor was the answer this game. Avoxo really struggling to come into this game, really struggling to have that impact. And it's got to be said, Kryson on the Hoodwink, 16 and 4 at the end of this game.
Yeah, he had a good game.
Really impressive stuff there coming out from the Squirrel, really being the difference maker. And, you know, we flamed it a little bit, but Solar Crest and the Coddle, a lot of these team fights, I felt like he almost soloed.
He did more. You know what? He pulled his weight. He did pull his weight here. You know, the unemployed buff is going strong for him.
I mean, for context here, he did 16,000 heal that game, which is more than the damage of Lunatic and Avoxo. Like, a really impressive performance there from the Solar. And once again, Fish and the Kez, not a standout performance, but pretty solid as always. That pressure onto that middle tower, that tier 4, when they were trying to get that comeback Aegis, was a real big difference maker.
It was. I think Maeve Wiley had a bit of a better showing in this game. There was still a little bit of rust, I think. You know, we still spotted some mistakes, but he did pretty well on mid to come out of it. He did. I think if you look, he is lower net worth, like it's expected. He got more than he probably should have. Fish confidently picking this Kez into the Primal. He knows the matchup, I think. I think we've maybe played a ranked game where he said the matchup. And again, yeah, this last pick Kotal was devastating for them. It did a lot more than I thought it would, to be honest.
Indeed, it did. Folks, that's going to be us for this evening. If you want some more high-octane Dota, I absolutely implore you to go to twitch.tv/imprint esports and check out the quarterfinal in the Division 2, which is taking place between Secret Shop and the side of Imprint Esports. But for now, for Division 1, we have a new finalist team. It is Two Sams, Too Sexy, going to be in the grand finals. Wong's Bakery going to be in that lower bracket finals against the Business Mices. They've 2-0'd them before. We might see a rematch in these finals, Reese.
Potentially. To be fair, they 2-0'd. Didn't Wongs beat Business Mices the other day?
Indeed.
So Business Mices beat Wongs, but that was with me standing in and I'm a noob. Then Wongs beat Business Mices in return. Wongs have drawn to Two Samuels, Too Sexy, and now there's a 2-0 for here. I think, honestly, this final, even though we've just seen kind of a beatdown, I think if Wongs do make it to the final, there's still a lot to play for.
Indeed, there is. Wongs chasing another win for themselves in the Irish Dota League. Feels like a win that they desperately need right now. But for now, folks, that is going to be us for this evening. Thank you so much for listening. I've been Runnintel, joined by the handsome, very tall, the tough mudder himself, Reese, as well as the extremely hardworking, equally, if not, I'd say, my apologies, Reese, more handsome anti-extreme on the obs. You could have spent your Tuesday night anywhere. You chose to spend it here. Thank you so much, folks. We hope you have a lovely evening.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.